as well. But it's, we've always come back and replied with, well, it comes under fair use, and we've won on almost in every incident we've had that we've won up. Whoa.
Ooh.
What? What was playing that back?
Me.
Oh.
Yeah, on the shills you do that you pause and you comment and then you play it again. So yeah, that's probably good.
Yeah.
Good way to do it. Yeah.
Don't worry, I've got plenty of experience with copyright.
I know you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the fact that you need to respond to it.
Yeah, I would respond to that, and basically come back to say, well, it's fair use. It still should fall under fair use. It's just the bots don't know that you're playing the whole, playing the whole thing through, and then commented on it at the end. It doesn't know that.
Sorry, Matt.
You've got captions on.
They can hear us out there now.
Have you got a link to it?
The video,
yeah, to the new stream.
should have popped up in.
Oh, it should have popped up, but I've
It's up on
pushed one
YouTube.
in.
It's not in Show You.
Yeah, I haven't got YouTube open.
I'll put it in Shirley's
there's the problem.
Fair Sack for you.
Because
Fair Sack for you there.
Oh, you got a copy of it. Okay.
Yeah.
Because unfortunately my system seems to be struggling somewhat. So
Yeah, we get that problem with those sort of videos, but when we play somebody else's videos, we don't always have a problem, do we?
Oh, the ABC's probably got a.
Yeah, well, it depends. It depends on how individual creators' channels have got their actually set up. If they've got all their videos set up as Creative Commons, then there's not going to be an issue. So it depends on how they got it set up.
And it was only when we
So
got
the
to
link
the
you would play was
it was only when we got to the Plasma Moon stuff that the shit hit the fan.
Yeah, I don't think that really made a difference really to the bot. It's just it's just I think Terry, it's just worth like every few minutes just stop and start it. If somebody says something, then stop it.
No.
Just do that rather than sort of talking through it, because the bot doesn't recognize obviously that you're talking through it.
I think I was just out of practice with those sort of videos. We haven't done that for a long time.
Yeah.
Does that mean we've got to start again? Do I have to put Craig back on?
Well, does Mr. 42 know that you people were voting for him?
Someone took his vote away. I think I won't mention her name. I won't mention Dora's name, but she had voted for him. But then I noticed that it's gone.
42 says, "Stop messing with the stuff I type."
Fine.
What did you? What do you yell? Who are you yelling at, Matt?
Oh no, I didn't realise I had caps on. I wasn't looking at what I was typing. Yeah.
Well, do you reckon we're going to get away with a little bit of the flat-side video then? Because that's what we were doing.
Yeah, you'll be fine. Yeah,
because that's what we were going to do. I don't know what other video he was using as his evidence in that debate. That's the only thing.
Yeah, just every few minutes, just stop it once in a while, just in case, because the bots might be keeping an eye on you now because they've sort of, noticed. So,
funny thing is that with the cats one, there was one bit where Flatzoid put up a picture and then completely ignored what was on the screen.
Okay. Maybe
So
we
what's
should.
this?
Maybe we should watch the debate then instead of watching the Flatzoid video. Then.
Can we talk about Flatzoid's name? Because doesn't that imply it's only flat-like or fake Flatzoid? Like, isn't Android a human-like? So it's got this name Flatzoid. Doesn't that mean flat-like? Am I wrong?
No, I'm not saying you're not wrong.
Anyway, it's just food for thought.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it might be more entertaining just to grab a bit of the actual debate.
Oh, could change my name.
Where is it?
Yeah.
Sidecast MC Toon is the favourite in your little.
How's it going to
Poll.
MC Turner?
Yeah, 40%.
It was Craig. Last time I looked, a few,
Not anymore.
minutes or whatever it was.
Not anymore.
Okay.
Oops, changed again. Oops, it's changed again. Oops.
My people are voting again.
Yeah, me. I keep changing my mind.
What, you can take your vote off and change it to something else?
Yeah.
Yeah, I keep changing it on there.
I haven't locked it down.
Oh, okay, that's
Oh dear me.
McToon's one.
Can someone explain to me the mathematics joke? Don't be a, and then it's got some sort of differential equation there.
I don't know, man. I'm trying to make that one out.
I'll grab that one.
What am I showing?
Oh shit.
Oh, Alan, there's something that I'd like you to look at later on with your photographic expertise on.
Okay.
It was an moon hoax landing photo on what they're actually claiming. And I want to do a video on it, but I want to be able to sort of explain it. And just want my explanation you think might be correct.
Yeah, I'll have a look. No worries.
But don't forget, I'm not going to give an expert analysis of a photograph from a photographer's point of view because I ain't a photographer. So I just want to know whether I'm right or not. That's all, just generally.
Yeah.
Okay, well, if I can get this right, I might be able to get all the bits we need. That's right. Got the right bit?
Oh, according to Flatzoid, apparently the aperture changes with distance. Apparently, so whatever's you're looking through, apparently when the aperture changes somehow, it gets bigger. Apparently,
I don't think he knew what the aperture was.
no, I don't think he did he? He certainly didn't know what the Rayleigh criterion was, anyway, or its formula.
That's why Toon had left it, so he didn't explain what D was.
No, he didn't, did he?
So I kept thinking that D was distance to the object.
Because he was Googling, because you heard him typing, didn't you? When he said to her, what's D mean? And you could hear him typing, and he gave up because he couldn't find it. Oh, that was funny.
Yeah, you can Google a lot of things, but you can't Google what's D in the Rayleigh criterion formula.
Yeah.
At this point in time,
You could tell that's what he was typing though. He was Googling. He just couldn't find it.
I'm sure you could. What is D in the
Rayleigh?
Maybe he kept spelling it wrong.
Maybe. What, D?
Yeah.
Or Rayleigh criterion.
So that was a separate debate that Toon did with Flatzoid, was it?
Yes.
Yeah, that was last night.
So which one would be better then, the McToon one or the Cats
McToon one probably. That's more recent. That was last night. So was it last night? I can't remember.
Yeah, that was last night, and the other one was the night before. The
Yeah.
one with cats.
So 2 nights in a row, he made a complete knob of himself.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just typed in what's the in the Rayleigh criterion, it comes up straight away. So you can't have tried very hard.
He couldn't find it, no.
D equals 2A, which is the diameter of the aperture. And that 1.22 it comes from that limits of resolution. He still had no idea what it meant, but yeah.
No, it's almost like he was just plucking that figure out of the thin air, wasn't it? So I don't know what it is, but it's 1.22.
Well, as soon as I hadn't
It's
actually,
actually, yeah,
as soon as I hadn't
and
actually,
it's actually a
watched,
whole formula.
as soon as
Go
I
on,
hadn't
go on.
actually watched this video, I might need help with where the jumps are going to be. So I'm thinking there to start with.
Well, when somebody starts talking, you know, when one of us start talk, is that what you mean? When one of us start talking and to stop it, you mean? Is that what you're saying?
No, he wants to know where to jump to in the video.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, because I hadn't actually seen this one.
Oh.
Where are the
Yeah.
good bits?
He doesn't want to.
Toon fell for the oldest trick in the book again. Don't let when you're asking them to calculate something, don't let the flirt go second.
Oh.
I'll get them to do it first, and then before you, yeah.
Always
Yeah.
get them to do it first.
He,
'Cause then
he
you
said he
haven't
knows.
wasted your time and give, because the classic is, well, of course that's how you do it for this very specific little tiny spot in the, in reality, but it doesn't work for everything else.
Well, we'll start at the beginning and then we'll take a couple of jumps through.
I have to admit, I fell asleep about halfway through this.
Oh,
Mm.
oh,
You probably missed that bit about the aperture there in D probably then.
I did. Because that was
Yeah,
near the
well,
end.
he didn't. It was near the end. Yeah.
It was near the end, yeah.
Yeah, I have to say the early part of it was just like nah.
Yeah. I missed the first half, I think. I don't know, I saw this.
well, we'll jump through it anyway.
So I
You got
probably
upset.
joined when
I was
you
very
fell
surprised.
asleep, Alan.
Anyway, that's beside the point. I did then another video because what happened is the bunch of flat earthers in the comments of that video said that I did not know how to apply perspective correctly. So I posted on Facebook, I posted on some flat earth forums online. I asked different people, how do I do perspective? What is the process to calculate perspective for flat earth? And I did not get a single answer. So I could not do the process because nobody gave me the actual answer for how to calculate perspective for flat earth. So then I did the second video and I calculated perspective the way that I know how to calculate perspective. And in that video, I included a real world example that I'd done previously in a debate about 2 years ago with Conspiracy Cats and Gleam and The Plain Truth, where I measured the height of a trailer, a semi-trailer, without knowing the height, right? I measured the distance along the one side and I measured the angle with the theodolite app on my phone. Did the trigonometry and I got a number for the height and I was within 1 inch of the height of the trailer for the final answer. So that was a confirmation. I showed that in the video. And then I did the same application of perspective for figuring out the height of the sun on flat earth. So all of this is about flat earth. Nothing about the globe in any of these calculations. 100% completely just about flat earth. So I tried to do it all right, but then you, and let me hand it over to you, Flatsoid, and you can explain your response to that.
Okay. Yeah. I was just trying to explain to you. First, I have to ask you one question. Is
Okay.
orthographic perspective?
What's that? Is orthographic an orthographic view? Is it perspective?
Yeah.
Orthographic view is not how you see it, but it is a very effective way for visualizing what's going on. And in my the trailer that I did, right, where I did the measurements on the trailer, I drew an orthographic view of it, and it was correct. So I've never seen where orthographic views are not correct. It's not what you see, but every time I've seen them used, they're correct. But if you don't like to use orthographic, you can just figure it out in your head without having an orthographic view drawn out. I mean, that's how I typically do it. But if you're making a video, it's visual to have an orthographic view, right? So
you would understand that orthographic is only 2-dimensional and perspective is 3-dimensional.
I'm anxious to see how it applies and to see your specific application of it. But you go ahead, show us or give your part of it instead of, because I'm gonna get your picture up here while you're talking.
Okay. Yeah, just while you're doing that. Hi, Michael Kahn. Thank you for coming. Bobby Stills and TB, everybody that's joined. Thanks. Yeah, because what I want to say is, you would understand orthographic is simply just about the angles. It takes no perspective into account. When it comes to perspective itself, it's 3-dimensional and you're actually looking at it from your view outwards. So you have a lot of optical phenomena to contend with. When orthographic view, you do not have any of those variables placed into those angle measurements or calculations. You would agree about that?
You just go ahead. I'm not gonna. You just give your response so that people know how we got to this spot here.
Okay, let's put it this way. When you look in perspective view, you are looking from your point of view outwards. So you have a 360-degree field of view, you could say, all around you. You have optical phenomena because you live in a 3-dimensional world. So you have refraction, you have parallax, you have different angles, you have compression, and you have limiting angles. When it comes to orthographic, all you have is angles, nothing more. It doesn't take any of the perspective variables into consideration. So when you are, how can I put it, equating that trailer measurement to real world long distance observations, it's a false equivalence because you cannot then say, based on this orthographic triangle I created, it will be at this distance to angle measured. You understand? So that's why you sitting with the 10 degrees, it cannot so-called go and the sun will not set apparently 10 degrees under the horizon on a flat earth, which is false because even at 10 degrees, a mountain will get in the way or even a tree will get in the way. I can try to share my screen, something I showed today.
Well, that was just to give you a chance to state your case and how we got to this point. Right?
Yeah, that's what I said. When I saw your video, it was simply the argument you made was orthographic view is perspective.
Yeah. So, all right. So what I did is I did some before you share your screen. Let's go over this the demonstration. Okay. So what I did is I did something. I set up a demonstration where we can do calculations of perspective.
I saw that noise
in the real world to show the right way to calculate perspective in the real world for both of us, and we can both do that.
Not from me,
right? Okay. And then we can see both of us. Then after we've presented, here's how you calculate perspective. Here's how you calculate perspective. Then we can see, and the audience will then be able to determine which perspective application or calculation is correct, right? Because you get the right answer.
Okay.
Right. So, all right. Let me.
You said okay. The that means he agrees he's going to do it.
Scene here. Ready? There it is.
Well, that didn't work.
Browser,
yeah. Spoiler alert. He doesn't.
There it is. Okay. And then I'm going to I'll share this to you so that you can see it. So people are seeing right now what go. Let me make sure that you can share when it's time. Right. I enabled your ability to share because by default it's off with Zoom.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Okay, yeah, I can share, yeah.
So, all right. But let's, here it is. All right. So this is the setup. All right.
Yeah.
This is where I did it. You can see on the floor there's a tape measure. I marked the floor with post-it notes, and then I removed the tape measure so it wasn't in the way of the video. So, and I'll show you here. This is the overview video of how it looks.
But I wonder if it's in sheep
You can
units.
see
That
I'm
tape
just
measure
using a light, and then the first
looks like
part was
feet.
close. This is far away.
Yeah, I
Here's
don't
the
understand those
measurements. This is at
increments.
27 point.
Dodgy freedom
3
units,
feet?
as you call them.
Yeah, they're not real
Freedom units,
measurements. Those.
And up here, this other one here is at 11.8.
You can crash your probe into Mars if you use those.
So I'm using decimal feet because
Yep.
feet in inches sucks.
There you go.
I'm a meter
MC
guy.
he
10
agrees.
agreed.
Yeah. When I do science, I prefer metric, but my tape measures are all not metric. So all right, so there is
Don't
that's
know why.
the overview.
Don't they have metric tape measures over
And,
there?
all right, let's get back here.
Yes,
I think-
we have 'em.
Yeah, I was going to say you do.
So what I did then
We just ignore 'em.
is,
We
I
use them
took
for
some measurements there using the theodolite app on my phone. Right, and I turned it. Now you can see it's the text is upside down. That's because I rotated the phone so that the camera was closer to the floor.
Yeah, makes sense.
And so that's why it's upside down. But right here, you can see this is at the top. It's measuring 22.3 degrees. And this next one here, this is at negative 0.2 degrees. So the total elevation is 22.5 degrees. All right. And this is at 11.8 feet away. Right. So now,
Okay.
so there's our challenges. There's what both of us can use to apply perspective to figure out how high, applying our perspective, how high is that light? Do you want to go first?
No, you can go. You're busy showing, you can go on first.
All right. And so I'm going to actually, I'm actually going to show.
So I reckon
the
I can solve that
process
problem. I reckon
on the fly here,
most schools could solve that problem.
how it's done.
Hey,
I'm going
Terry,
to use
could you solve this
orthographic
problem?
view because
You want to pause
that's
there?
how you do perspective.
So I reckon I could solve this problem. Do you reckon you could solve this, Terry?
If I knew the length, the distance.
Yeah, he's given us that. Yeah, got the distance
Okay.
and the angle. Just got to figure out the height of the light. Yeah.
Well, I'd have to get the angle now.
Oh, he's given us the angle too. Yeah, I'm just I'm just making the point that Flatsoid couldn't even possibly do this. But I mean,
Well, I know
anyone that's
I know partially how to do it, but not 100%.
Yeah.
But I know you got to get the angle, that distance, and then go from there.
I mean, it's just the most basic bit of trigonometry that everyone.
Yeah, I didn't learn
learned
that.
at
I didn't
don't
learn
know.
the T word at school, so.
But you become educated through your in continuing education.
Yeah,
As they
it's
call it.
continuing.
School of life.
I'll never be as smart as you guys.
So there's
different
that.
smarts,
I'm going to
mate.
share my, so you can see it.
I'm gonna get them.
Flatsoid. I'm going to share. Let's see. There. Do you see? You see what I'm doing?
It's a horrible projector.
Quickly changing, sorry. Okay, I can see with the protractor.
Yep. So
Why is it
and
horrible?
then,
What's
I
wrong
need
with
to,
I
gonna be
would have
upside
thrown that
down.
out when I was
I
driving.
think it's upside down for you.
Can't put your compass
Yeah,
needle
don't
in the
worry
middle.
about
You
that.
can't spin
Okay.
it. It's horrible.
I can read upside down.
Plastic.
I need to change it so that everybody else can see it right side up. Rotate 180 degrees. There we go. Okay. So there is.
All right, now we're around the right way.
There is the. I have underneath it the marker bleeds through. So the first one's 11.8 feet. So I'm just going to use 1 square per. $11.8 right there. And then let's see my straight edge here. So there's along the base. And then the height, we don't yet know the height. So I'll just draw a line up there. But then I can do it right here with the protractor. I can actually get, this is going to be an estimate. But you can see that was 22.5 degrees. It's going to be about up here. Right? Somewhere in that area.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so there's the triangle, and we have the 90 here, and we have 22.5 here, right?
Yeah.
Now, remember this, right? I don't know about in this is taught in 11th grade, which is the year you turn 17. It's typically mandatory coverage in high school in the United States here. Is that familiar with you, SOHCAHTOA, for trigonometry? All right. So to get, we want this. This is the height, right? Now, how do we get the height? Well, we don't need the hypotenuse. So, I did this wrong. It's an A. So opposite, tangent is opposite over adjacent. So we've got tangent of theta equals height over 11.8, right? We need to solve for height. We know tangent of theta there because we have theta is 22.5. 11.8 times tangent theta, that's our, because we bring the 11.8 over.
I got no idea why, how,
Then
whatever.
looked it up ahead of
doing
time.
any of
Tangent
this.
of theta there is
Does it take too long to explain it?
0.142.
Oh, this bit's just
Good
getting
so
the
far?
angle.
Yeah, no, I'm doing fine.
Okay.
Or the
I
slope
think my
effectively.
chat thinks you're in Australia or something because you're upside down.
Oh, that's right. You're seeing. Yeah, you're seeing this. So I tried. So this camera here, I tried to flip it around, but how I have it up there, I can't. So I need to try it. I need to build something. Anyway, so when we solve for that, we multiply these two, we get 4.89 for the height of
Oh, that's what Phil got.
the light there. All right. So that would be
Rounded
feet.
to 4.89.
There you go. No, I would maybe prefer to do it in sheep units, but I don't have a sheep unit tape measure, so I'll still have to stick with imperial. So all right, so there. Let's you want to now you want to show the correct way to apply perspective according to you.
That's why I asked you is orthographic perspective. Remember I asked you in the beginning.
Well, he just
showed
did it in
perspective.
orthographic by
You
writing
showed
it out on the piece of
orthographic
paper
trick
like that.
instead of using perspective. Now, what happened if it was what happened? It was a longer distance where refraction, parallax, and
Yeah, I know that, Matt. That's
Parallax?
Yeah, parallax.
Yeah, parallax.
he said
Seriously?
to me he said orthographic, but when you write it out on a bit of paper, that's basically an orthographic view of what you're seeing. If you're writing it, when you're drawing it on the bit of paper.
That view.
You're viewing it orthographically, what you're seeing.
Yep.
compression
And you can
things
use that to
play
predict
into
what
the
you
role.
see.
Yeah,
How
Good
do
idea.
you
just
take that into-
just show the process that you use to do that, and I'll share. When you share your screen, I'll put it on screen so you can show the right
So
way
what?
to do it.
Flatside's got a different
Your right way to do it.
procedure
I'm
to do this,
specifically
does he?
asking you, how did you take those variables
No.
into account when you did your orthographic trigonometry?
This is your chance to show how you did it.
Again, Matun, orthographic is not perspective. Are you
Yeah,
saying
don't
orthographic-
don't look at mine. Don't pay no attention to
Okay.
mine. Just show the right way to do it for you, and I'll put you on screen as soon as you show your screen.
Nothing wrong with how you did the measurements now. There's nothing wrong with that. I totally agree with it. But in far distances, you're not going to get the same results because you have refraction, you have compression, you have many optical variables you have to contend with, like parallax. You do not have this with such short distances.
He hasn't got a right
So
way to
that's
do
what I'm
it.
asking, how do
He was
you
only
take
here
those
to
variables
try and
into
debunk
account?
Mattoon.
This is your chance to show how you do it. So go ahead. I'll put you full screen as soon as you
Sorry.
just
You didn't do perspective now, you did orthography.
Yeah,
That's my whole
don't-
point.
pay no attention to how I did it. Now it's your turn to show the right way to do it, since you think that I did it
I
wrong.
don't need to because you're not showing perspective in the first instance. so you're
Exactly.
not
Yeah.
getting it.
So you show me how to do it the right way. Go ahead.
You just did it the right way because you did a measurement, but it's in short distance. I'm talking about long distance.
Okay. Well, then you show me how to all the variables that are included and how to include them in a long distance one. Go
I'm
ahead.
asking you how you did it. You made the claim of saying the sun is at a certain height, not me.
Yes. Yeah. And you made the claim that I did it wrong, so I'm just asking to show the right way to do it. Go ahead.
Where did I say you did it wrong? I said you are misrepresenting perspective. You're
Yes.
taking.
Show me the
Granted-
right way to do it. Go ahead. Your chance. I'll put you full
Okay,
screen as
fast
soon
forward
as
this
you
bit
wish.
now because this just goes on and on a bit, Terry. So
He doesn't get to show him.
Yeah,
I
I would.
thought-
I would,
spoiler alert, it doesn't. It doesn't.
Ah.
I would skip. I would skip about half an hour, Terry. At least about 30 minutes. Seriously, honestly, that I think that part of it's just going to be the same.
Yeah.
Well, Toon's starting to draw things again here.
Yeah, to go from there. then.
That's a pretty ridiculous thing for them. But they do like to put that coin right on the table and say, "Here's how the sun sets." Wait a second, the sun doesn't touch the earth. All right, digital demonic Davros, who is down in Australia there, right? It says using words you don't understand will not help your argument. First person versus third person view is hard to wrap your head around. Yep. He says it's wrong
Is
to
it?
use orthographic view, but cannot detail how it's wrong. Dora Nku says the math, it hurts. Oh, shit. Digital demonic Davros again says orthographic view is the perspective view. Learn technical drafting. And that's absolutely correct. You can use, here's the beautiful thing. I got 4.89 feet. I used the protractor to draw the angle here at 22.5 degrees, and it's right at 5 right there. You see that? That's at 5. It's totally accurate. Well, at least it matches this. We have yet to see whether or not that light was near 5 feet tall. I wonder. His argument for the sun being blocked at 10 degrees is there's mountains are higher. What about were there not mountains? Or what if you're on the top of the mountain? Does the sun still set if you're on top of a mountain and nothing else is taller than you? What about over the ocean? If you look west over the ocean, how could the sun possibly set? There's no mountain in the way for you, Flatsoid. It does not help you. Chronic Avenger says you can demonstrate parallax and compression in orthographic. You can also show the path of light and the effects of refraction. Absolutely correct, but he doesn't know how, does he? All right, Tacos Janos, or is it Janos? For 1,024
Oh, these are
hops.
just super chats.
I don't know what that is. Is that
I think he's doing this while he was waiting
is
for
that
Flatsword to
Hungarian?
come
I
back
have no
with
idea.
how
It's
the
an
other light
MC2.
works.
What's it say there? I can't read it.
Because he pulls up the wrong thing, of course.
Can you read it now?
Oh yeah, there you go.
Mhm.
The
That's
short
what it is.
range electro-optical distance meter has the ability to conveniently snap onto the telescope of a current theodolite, so the distance meter can be added to a theodolite, such as the Kern K1SE scale reading theodolite as shown in the above images. This produces a complete all-in-one theodolite and distance measuring instrument. The distance meter slots into the holes. The EDM consists of 2 telescopes. All right, so where does it talk about the distance of the theodolite instead of the distance measuring device?
Maximum range of the distance measurement for the instrument is approximately 1 kilometer using a single prism.
Yeah, that's the distance measuring device. That's not the theodolite. Where's the theodolite limitation?
It's optical. It's always got limitation.
Well, so you say, but you made the claim that the theodolite's only good for a certain distance. I'm waiting for the theodolite distance limitation that the theodolite says. You showed me the distance limitation of
give him a minute, McTurney. You'll have to Google it.
I love this. The add-on distance measuring thing, not the theodolite, the additional thing that you stick on the side of the theodolite to measure distances. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about the theodolite. So where's the theodolite citation? There is none. Like I said, I've already done my research on this. mctoon.net/Theo has the user's manuals for several different theodolites. They specifically talk about they also include distance measuring things which have limitations, but the theodolite does not. It's just the ability to see it and to turn an angle to it. They're different things, Flatsoid. Pay attention to those kinds of things. Do your own research. All right. So now you were about to show us the correct way to apply all of these things that you say are necessary. So go right ahead.
Yeah, off you go, Flatsoid.
No chance.
We're waiting.
Again, perspective is 3-dimensional. Orthographic is 2-dimensional. You made the claim that orthographic is showing the perspective.
Yes, and I'm happy to show that it is accurate. So, where is your demonstration of the more correct way to do it, doing however you think is the correct way to do it? Go ahead. Just present the right way to do it. Go ahead.
I don't need to present anything because you just made my point.
No, you made a positive claim that it must be done a different way. And so go right ahead and show the proper way to do it as you have claimed. Go ahead.
Remember what was said. The claim was orthographic is perspective.
Yes,
that's what you just said.
Absolutely. And I'm glad to show that I am correct in doing it.
Great.
What he's saying is I don't have to prove anything.
Is taken into account with your orthographic.
I'm here to debate you, but I don't need to prove anything.
And so I got a height of 4.89 feet. And so as soon as you show the proper way to do it with your method, then we can compare our 2 methods to see which one is accurate.
So at that distance, what optical effects would you expect to see?
At this distance here? They would be minuscule, I would expect. Yeah, very small.
So you're making my point there. You don't need to take it at such short distance. Now, what happens when you go to
making his point? He hadn't made a point.
I don't know. You present what it does. Go ahead. It's on you.
Again, I don't need to present anything.
You certainly do. You are making the claim that there must be a different process. Show that different process, Flatsoid. It's on you. Go ahead. I'll make you full screen when you run the process through so that everybody at home watching along can see the right way to do it according to you. Go ahead. I'll prepare to make you full screen so you can run through the process, and then we can see, then we'll compare whether yours is more correct than mine.
Does SE know anything about trigonometry?
I'm going to show you a video, and then I want to see if you can tell me.
Is this video going to show the correct way to apply perspective according to you?
Okay, guys.
Because that's your claim. You've made a lot of claims about how to do perspective.
You're doing the same thing.
I'm just waiting for you to show the right way to do it. So just go right ahead. Just a second here. Just a second. It's not yet. Hold on.
And I want to see
there
if
you
you
go.
can.
All right. Go right ahead. So you're showing the right way to calculate perspective. Go ahead.
I'm going to show you. Okay. Going on. I'm trying to get. Where is it? Okay. Tell me. based on this, how are you going to get the height of that card?
Easy.
This is for you to show the right way to do it. Go ahead.
Draw orthographic presentation quickly based on that. Let's just say, let's say you can do an angular measurement to this. Can you do an angular measurement to this? Where's the bottom of this card?
This is not what I was observing in my measurement. So how does it apply here? I don't know. And it has no application to the observation I made, because I wasn't making an observation immediately over the surface of something that I don't know what that is there, but that's completely not applicable to my situation. So I'm just waiting for you to show the right way to include perspective in your in what you think is the right way to do it. So go right ahead.
So when you calculated the shadows, remember you measured the shadow on the ground, then you calculated its height.
No, in this here, I measured the angle to the light with the theodolite in my phone. That's what I did.
And I see you at that, but look at this. If you have this over a longer distance, how would you take this into account with orthographic view?
It doesn't apply here because this is not applicable or analogous at all to what I was doing.
It is, because this is what you see in reality, perspective.
Yeah,
What
so
he's
how do you
saying in his
calculate
whole
that?
way
Show me the
was
right way to
real.
calculate that.
You are the one that you're the one making
Yes.
claims you can calculate. No one's claiming this.
It's
You
deliberately
understand
found
that
a,
You claim that you cannot
it's deliberately
calculate the
found a
height of
piece of hot
anything.
concrete
I
so
agree.
that it's got a whole lot of
No,
refraction. And
you
then
I
cannot
agree.
calculate-
You're not capable of that. I do not disagree with you at all. I think you're completely correct that you do not have the capability of calculating any of these things.
Don't misrepresent me, because you can't understand basic of 3 dimensions and 2-dimensional differences.
Well, I'm just waiting for you to show how it's done then. Go right ahead.
I don't need to, because you made the claim.
No,
you
you've
can
made the
measure-
claim that it needs to be done a different way. Go ahead and show
Okay.
it. Go ahead.
This,
Show
let's say
the
this-
right way to do it. Flatside, just show that. Just present for everybody the right way to do it. Bring forth your evidence.
Okay, let's put it this way. This car, let's say, is 3 centimeters high when it's right in front of us. Okay? Based on that distance now, we're going to say it is 20 meters away, or 10 meters. Let's say 10 meters. Please get the height of that car and the height, and measure that car, how far it is from you, please. Using your perspective orthographic.
This is not analogous to what I was doing, so I don't know how this applies. There's nothing in this particular observation that is anywhere related to what I was doing. But again, this is your chance, and I don't want to interrupt you. I don't want to be the one that stops you from presenting your method for calculating perspective. So go right ahead and show the process to include parallax in, as you've said, it must be done in calculating perspective. So go right ahead.
I got an idea, McToon. Since you're making this bold claim on my behalf, show me where I said I can calculate this, or anyone for that matter.
Well, if you said I did it wrong, then you must know the right way. So go right ahead.
Hello, I'm telling you, back up your claim. You insinuated I said that. Show me where I said that, please.
Where you said I did it wrong, you said I did it wrong in the video on your channel.
Should we go to the comments so that everybody can see what I actually said? I think that's a good idea. Let's go to the actual
Did you not
video.
claim that I did it wrong? I mean, you've claimed that I did it wrong in this very video.
The actual
So
comment from
we don't even really need to go to the other video, because you've already said I did it wrong and I did not include some things that I must include. You said your positive claim that they must be included. So I normally somebody who's making a positive claim would start with, here is the reason why it must be included, and then secondly, here is the right way to include it. So go right ahead. It's on you.
Where's that video again? Which channel did you put it on again?
That would be
McToon,
on Conspiracy Tunes channel.
Conspiracy Tunes. Yeah, you guys have so much channels these days. We don't know what's what.
I just have 2. I mean, I got like the MCTWON where I put some.
Yeah, count to
some,
2, Flaxos. 1, 2. There you go. So many, too many to count.
Oldie Cats. I mean, Mr. Sensible, he's also got more than one, so it gets kind of
He's
confusing.
got 2 as well. Isn't that awesome?
But it gets
Conspiracy
confusing.
Cats was so nice when he gave those channels to us. What a nice guy.
Was nice of him. Okay, skip that. Was it this one? I think no.
Yes, he's trying to get
I
a
don't think it was this video.
dog in the fight here.
Can you
You're
guys
not,
see
in
my
case
screen?
you know, you're not sharing it right now.
No, I'm not sharing it with you though. I'm quickly sharing it with my audience. I will, as soon as I get the comment, I'll show you. I'm just trying to look for the right video.
Okay.
Okay, wrong video. Sorry, guys. It was one after that. Then Flat Earther goes postal. No, definitely not that. Is it the sun could never set on a flat Earth? It has to be that one.
Yeah, the sun could never set on the flat Earth. That's correct.
Why is my comment not showing? Would you know why my comment's not showing anymore?
I have no idea.
Or would it just move it down somewhere? Because usually it puts the...
I have no idea.
But anyway...
I do not block comments in general, but some of them are a little
Yeah.
dangerous for YouTube, so I tend to not approve those.
I have the same
None of
issue on
yours are a problem.
just not show up because I'd rather have the filter on than have someone just spew total disgusting stuff. I mean, I think you get the same problems with these people putting sex links and rubbish on here the whole time.
Yep, yeah. In the live stream, we get people advertising and spamming stuff every time.
Yeah,
so.
what I need to do is change
Okay, I
the
can't
top
seem to
comment,
find
change
my
the sort
WhatsApp.
by.
But anyway,
to the
like I
top
say,
comments to
You can just
first.
restate your claim right.
What's
What
that,
he needs to
Matt?
do. He just needs to change the sort by when you get in the comments. If you change it from top comments to newest first, it will probably appear.
Yeah.
He probably thinks that he's deleted his comment, but he hasn't.
Right now,
Often
and I'll
I've
trust
come
that
across
it's
that
the
many
same
times.
claim.
Okay. What I said was the whole time, as I'm saying now, Atune, you did perspective wrong. Okay.
Well, there you go. As soon as you say that, that's the claim. You say something you've done wrong, well, now you've got to prove it why it's wrong.
Graphic view is not perspective. I did not say anything about your
A
measurement being
positive
wrong.
claim you've made there. Yep.
Yeah. Orthographic view is not perspective.
Yeah. So show then the correct way to do it. Since you've made that positive claim, it's on you to support your claim with evidence, right?
Okay. My positive claim is perspective is not orthographic view.
Yes. All right. Well, go ahead then and support that claim.
Yes. Yeah. Orthographic view is 2 dimensions. Perspective is 3-dimensional. Perspective has a lot of variables, optical, to take into account. Orthographic view does not. It only
Certainly,
takes
yeah.
in
Show,
relationship.
and if you show me the process to do that, I will be sure to include that in all my future calculations.
Again, I didn't make a claim that you can even do the measurements for that.
Oh, so all right. So you're just claiming that it's wrong and it doesn't work. So can you give a real world example where it's wrong then?
Okay, I can give you a real example, just like I just showed you on screen with the car and the card.
Okay.
Because in reality, when we look at long distances, you have a lot of optical variables to contend.
Sure, yeah.
So tell me again, how did you get that actual measurement?
I measured the angle, the one when I did it on the solstice. I measured the angle to the sun, which you could do in any number of ways, but I happened to use the length of a shadow and the height of a stick. But I could have done it with a theodolite on my phone. It would have worked just fine.
Okay. And what?
It'd give the same number, by the way. So.
Okay. Okay. So was that a 3-dimensional measurement or a 2-dimensional measurement?
An angle measurement is every angle measurement is a 2-dimensional measurement. Every single angle measurement.
Great. And when we look out to the sun, do we see in 3 dimensions or 2 dimensions?
No, we see in 2
Anton,
dimensions.
he's not
Actually,
lying.
we have a projected image of what we see as well.
It
2-dimensional.
projects it in
Right.
dimensionals, but we see in 3 dimensions. Actually, it just projects it in 2 dimensions. You
Yeah.
might
So,
want to know.
but now, the length of the shadow wasn't my eyes, right? So it's just the length, the size of the shadow. So it doesn't actually have anything to do with the eyes. It's strictly just the angle to the sun.
Great.
The
So
angular
you had-
elevation of the sun has nothing to do with how my eyes function or how a
measured it at-
camera functions.
So you measured it almost 5,000 miles up. You said the sun.
On the December solstice, The calculations said that for flat Earth, the elevation of the sun is just under 2,000 miles. From Minneapolis. From Perth, it's 4,000 miles. A little bit of a challenge there, but that's beside the point.
Okay, what happens if you went at a different latitude and did the same measure? Would you get the same height?
No, you get a different height. That's a big problem for flat Earth, isn't it?
Thank you. So optical. So tell me again how you get your strawman argument of it being at 10 degrees at that same height, much further away at the same time?
Because I did the actual
How is
calculation
that straw man?
and applied perspective.
It's not.
At least the way that I know how to apply perspective, which works in reality every time it's tested, it always works, and you've never once yet shown how it doesn't work and then how to do it correctly.
Again, you just made that claim again, you applied perspective. So show me
Yes.
where you applied perspective, please.
Right here, right? This in the orthographic view, I applied perspective, and I know that it works because I can use this same method to apply perspective to things in reality and get the correct answer to things
Yeah, it
in
could be a
reality.
tree,
So,
it
for
could be
example,
anything.
this right here. So, as soon as you show the right way to do it, then I'll tell you how close I am and how close you are then to the correct height.
Okay, please show me where the convergence zone is in that triangle.
There's I don't know. It's on you to support any claims about convergence zones that you might have, not me.
Graphic view is perspective, so show me the convergence zone, please.
There is none. How about that?
There is not taking perspective into account.
Yeah. So, well,
Wow.
how do I then tell me what's the method I use to take convergence cone zone into account in this? How do I do that? What's the right way? Just tell me the right way. Just tell me the right way, and I'll be sure to include it in all future calculations. You claim to know perspective better than I do. Certainly, you're the very, very expert in that topic. So why don't you show the right way to do it? Go ahead. It's on you.
Again,
Your claim.
you can't even get past knowing that orthographic view is not perspective.
Well, you've not yet supported your claim. I can show that this is correct in reality. And if it's wrong, then you're going to need to show where it's wrong in reality.
Challenge.
Right here. It's right when every time that this is done, it gets the right answer in reality. And you're saying you're saying it's wrong, but you have not yet shown where it's wrong. So your positive claim that it's wrong, but you haven't yet shown how it's wrong. So just go ahead, on you, show where it's wrong.
Okay, I just have to share a super chat for you, Mattoon. Have to lie to Fleur says, oh my God, stop dodging and show MC Mattoon the correct way.
Yeah.
Again,
There you go. Show me the right way. I want to know how to do it so I can always be sure in the future to include your very, very expert methods for how to apply perspective and calculate it in however you think it's done. So how do I include convergence zone in this? And so, I mean, maybe there's no drawing for, but certainly convergence zone, you must think makes the height different. So how does the convergence zone change the apparent height of the light in the hallway? How does that make it different?
You take the height of I into consideration, eh?
The what?
The height of I. Did you take into consideration, eh?
Did I take the height of the eye into consideration?
Yeah.
In
No.
this?
You did.
No.
I did. In fact, I did not. Yeah.
No.
It was 1/4 inch off the floor. How will I do that? Go ahead. I'll be sure to. Here, I'm ready. I got my marker ready. You tell me how to include that.
Okay, in feet, that's 1.22 times the observer's height square.
So we're talking about flat Earth. We're not talking about the globe.
It's flat Earth. Yes, flat Earth.
What's that?
I just want to quickly get something here. Okay. For meters, you would do 1.76 times the square root of the observer's height in feet, and for feet,
Is this on
you would
flat
do
Earth?
1.76.
So what do I do with that? I take that number.
Equation with
and do
R
what
in
one-
it for the radius of the Earth.
Yeah, well, that's what we're trying to get out of him.
Yeah.
Yeah, Flatsoid just claimed an equation with R representing the radius of the Earth is a flat Earth equation.
Yeah.
It's like this whole thing that Flat's always come into this is that MC Toon, you're wrong but I don't have to prove that you're wrong.
No.
That's what he's coming to do. He can't explain how he's wrong. But he's saying he's wrong.
He's saying he's wrong, but not where he's wrong, or
or prepared to tell him how he's wrong. He's just stuck on this point of orthographic projection for some bloody reason.
he thinks that's somehow gotcha, but it's like, no.
No.
Do you suppose he thinks that Flatzoid thinks that photograph is orthographic?
Right.
Is that what he thinks?
I think he must.
Yeah, that's what I think. I think he must actually think the photograph is orthographic. That's not an orthographic projection. That's a perspective.
Perspective.
It's the very definition of perspective.
Mm.
But of course, Blue, you got to remember, it's kind of an orthographic projection of the stuff going left to right, isn't it?
Yeah, well, kind of. I mean,
Although, of course,
an
you've got
orthographic
stuff that-
projection literally brings everything to a single plane at its actual height and width.
Yeah, oh, true. Yeah.
Parallel projection. That's what orthographic
Yeah,
is.
it's a parallel. Yeah, exactly. That's what an orthographic is.
That's why we use it for things we're trying to make and build.
Right.
There's no distortion due to perspective. Then.
A photograph is not orthographic. It's perspective.
Yeah. It's
Flet's always got his head up his ass. Well, not just with that, he gets confused because coincidentally, when you're doing that little silly calculation for the distance to the horizon and you end up with that 1.22 factor, which is simply a function of dealing in miles and feet, he then sees a similar number, very similar number, in the Rayleigh criterion, which has nothing to do with it. That 1.22 thing in the Rayleigh criterion is a Bessel function. He's had that confused for years now. I've straightened him out on it half a dozen times, I think.
Reset switch.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's please not go into Bessel functions right now, Blue. I don't think
No, that's not. I mean, farmers, you remember doing orthographic projection in technical drawing at school? You remember in the 80s?
Not only do I remember it from the 80s, I remember it for the 30 plus years I've been doing my job.
Precisely.
Probably
Yeah,
remember
exactly.
it from yesterday, don't you?
Well, I did actually have a CAD drawing open this morning. Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
That's what we're drawing. You go into model space and everything's drawn in orthographic. Not only that, it's drawn at scale 1:1.
Right.
You draw everything actual full size, but of course it's in model space. Yeah.
I had to draw one up the other day for someone.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was it would have been a stormwater pit sump. So I had to draw it up for somebody to show how it all worked together and how the pipes came in and out. You tend to use orthographic for that. It's a bit easier to explain.
Yeah.
So you don't have any images on hand that we can use as examples?
I'll have a little look, see what I can find.
Or say you're at the ocean and you're standing on the embankment and you're 100 feet up. There's no waves that are 100 feet tall, so you're not going to be seeing that. All right.
So 100. Let's put it this way. I wonder if I still got that video. I'm going to actually look for a video quickly where I was at. I could see Robben Island, 11 k's away, when I was lying on the belly with my cell phone.
Okay, but that how does that tell us if the sun is 10 degrees above the horizon and way more than any wave when you're 20 feet tall or 100 feet tall up on a thing or on the top of a mountain? Significant, nothing is in the way. So if the sun is at 10 degrees angular elevation, none of those things could possibly ever cause a blockage. So
are you really sure about that?
Yes, I'm absolutely 100% positive that if you're at the top of something that's really high, no wave could ever be high enough to block your view of something that's 10 degrees angular elevation.
Say you are on a boat.
100% positive that if you're 100, let's say you're 100 feet high, that no wave could block anything that is 10 degrees above the or angular elevation.
No matter the distance.
No matter the distance, because the angular elevation is independent of distance. Did you not know that? Weird.
Great. So, show me where you stand at 100 meters high when you're actually doing an angular measurement using the sextant.
It has nothing to do with your ability to see the sun at all.
What was your elevation again when you did that calculation for your argument with the moon not setting 10 degrees? What was the elevation you had?
The moon not setting 10 degrees?
The sun?
The sun, yes. Well, I'm in
What's the
Minnesota, so, about 1,000 feet above sea level in Minnesota. Yeah, and there's no mountains in Minnesota. It's amazing when I travel like to California and I see mountains off in the distance. It's very novel because here, if you're if you're 3 stories up, nothing's in the way, nothing, because there's trees aren't 3 stories tall generally, so you've got nothing. So it's you can see, and so anything that's more than 1 degree angular elevation is completely not going to be blocked by any local structure. Yeah.
Do you agree when you do change elevation, you do push out your angle further?
You push out your angle further. I don't know what you mean by that.
Right. So
Can you quantify that, please? Give me the formulas for that.
And you have, let's say you're on the ground and you have an angle to something. And let's say that angle is 5 degrees. Now, and it's at a certain distance. Let's say that 5 degrees is 1 kilometer away. Now you raise in altitude, you can see that same object, which is still 5 kilometers, but you can see further past that object. With the angle now be, let's say...
I don't see how that has anything to do with the elevation of the sun. Can you get back around to the point? Because we do need to move on here. I have my answer sheet right here. I'm ready to show you the calculation for a different thing.
So you have to concede when you change elevation, you create large.
Concede. I'm not gonna concede anything, Flatsoid. Right? I'm not gonna concede.
Whole stream. You conceded a few things. You never realized that.
So go ahead. Make your point here.
Okay, so when you change elevation, the angle gets larger, correct? So you push out your field of view.
When you change your elevation, the angle to something does not change. It's the distance that makes the angle to something change.
So the angle does not change. The distance, so you push out your field of view further.
If you keep your distance the same, the angular size of a distant object will remain the same. The angular size of a distant object does not change based on your elevation. It changes based on your distance to the object.
Okay, great. So when you're on the ground, your distance from your position to that bottom of that object, would it change when you change elevation? Because then the distance would change.
Yeah, it would. Yeah.
Would you concede you were just wrong?
Would I what?
Would you now concede that you were just wrong?
No, not at all. No, I think that maybe you don't quite understand. But let me. I'll draw something for you. Here,
let's
see. It's actually a little bit wrong there. The horizontal
let's do
distance
this.
actually stays the same.
What's that?
What we would call the horizontal distance stays the same when you change in elevation. The slope distance changes, but the horizontal distance stays the same.
Yes, where's my straight?
So if you're looking at it in plan,
Mm-hmm.
if you're looking at it from above, and you change your elevation, the distance in plan doesn't change. It's still the same. That's the horizontal distance, or plane distance, as some people call it, or plan distance, as other people have called it.
Okay.
Exactly right. See, the angle does change with that.
All right, here we go. There's flat Earth, right? So here you are. Your eye is right here, right? It's right, and here's an object right here, a building of some sort, right? So when you're viewing that at some distance, So we can draw these angles here, and we can get the distances of these things here, right? So this distance here is a little bit more than this distance here, right?
Yeah.
The bottom distance is a little more than the top distance. But we can also do the same thing here, and we can say, well, this top distance is the same as this bottom distance, right? You see how these are equivalent distances, right? And then here's what's right. This distance here is even more than this distance on the bottom. See that? So now, if you're saying that raising elevation will make a difference, well, let's test that up, right? So let's put the eye right here, right? I'm not very good at drawing eyelashes, but this particular right here, we've got this distance here, we've got straight on, and we've got this distance to the top here. Now, the problem that you're going to have here, Flatsoid, is that this angle here and this angle here, well,
It's my
if you...
the bottom one. Thank you for making my point. Measure those angles
Here we
quickly
go.
for us.
Here we go.
Measure those angles quickly.
Certainly. Yeah, hold on. Give me a second. Give me a second. And I got my protractor ready right here. All right, so we've got... These are approximately even. And so I'll give you that right there. This is... it's about 20... 22. This one here should be about the same. Yep. Now this one here, that is 28. Right? All right. All right. So here's the problem for you, Flatsoid. This is still obstructed somehow, depending on how far you are, right? So you might only see, you know, the top portion of it. But this is still farther away than this. The top is still farther away than the part that is not seeable at all. So why is it? It's clearly not the distance, because tall objects, the top of the tall object is farther away than the bottom of the tall object.
I want to quickly show you something. Let's just do a new, or maybe I can just do it there. Hey, can you see my screen?
Hold on. I'm
sharing.
No, you're not sharing yet.
Yeah, I'm quickly sharing.
Gosh, I have too many of these.
I must say I'm enjoying this. Thank you, Victor. It's really fun.
All right, I can see your screen. Go ahead.
Just posting your image. Okay. Maybe we can turn it around. Rotate. Okay. So let's. You can see what I'm saying here. Okay. I have to draw it like this. Red. Okay. Not red, because it's red already. Let's do green. Okay. This elevation here. Oh wait, is it a line? I don't know. Sorry, I don't really know this. It's a line color. Oh, sorry. Anyway, I'm just gonna put a line color. This distance here is different to this. You can see this elevation is different to that elevation. You agree with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, this angle to the bottom of there is much more acute than that angle to the bottom there.
Yeah, and what does the acuteness of the angle have to do with it? It's actually not very acute at all, because straight on is 90 and you're looking at like 89 or 87.
Lower one has a much more acute angle to the bottom here than this one having an acute today. That's a much larger angle than this angle, correct?
You said more acute, then you said larger. Which one is it?
That's more acute?
You said more. You said more acute, then you said larger, talking about the same angle.
Okay, let me try and say it in different words. Acute, in other words, much more compressed. It's smaller than that one.
Maybe to reduce your confusion, you could say smaller and larger.
Okay, Smaller angle, larger angle. Correct.
Yeah. Okay.
Larger angle means longer distance. Correct.
Yeah.
Thank you. Again, you have to concede that you just.
But now the very top the very top of that building is a longer distance still, yet it is visible when the bottom of the building is still obstructed. Why is that?
When you are standing on the ground or raised.
Yeah, the farthest away of that building is the top, not the bottom.
Closest angle to you.
What's that?
When you're standing and you're looking at something in the distance, like let's say a building or in this case it's a block, angle towards you or the block?
The ground doesn't matter because we're not looking at the ground, we're looking at the building.
The building, but the bottom of the building, is it closer than the ground where you're standing on?
It has nothing to do with the ground because you're not looking at the ground, you're looking at the building.
Ground. This is everything to do with the ground. This is why it's called the diffraction limit. That's why when your angle gets acute too much, it gets too small, you cannot see that anymore. It has reached the diffraction limit. You have just gone and debunked your whole globe argument.
Well,
Thank you guys.
You've made a claim, but the diffraction limit actually doesn't make things invisible.
Oh, yes,
It makes details unresolvable. The Rayleigh criterion, I read it out here. The Rayleigh criterion makes details unresolvable. It doesn't make things not be seen at all.
What does unresolvable mean?
It means that you cannot
It's
make out
unresolvable.
detail.
Oh, so
No, he doesn't know what that
if you
means
have
either.
a larger angle and a smaller angle, which one are you going to see more apparent?
That's not what the Rayleigh criterion is about.
Which one are you going to see more
I don't think you actually know how to apply Rayleigh criterion. I think you were pulling my leg the whole time when you're talking about Rayleigh criterion, because this formula you gave me
course he doesn't.
isn't the Rayleigh criterion at all, Flatsoid. You completely you confused yourself with that formula. But tell you what, Flatsoid, let me just show you. I wanna move on because I do need to wrap up. I'm gonna reveal the details here. So
Wait, before you move on, let's just quickly finish this point. So, which
okay.
one?
Oh, good.
Which one would be more based on the Rayleigh criterion? Which one would you be more?
None of this has anything to do with the Rayleigh criterion. So if you're going to ask me about the Rayleigh criterion, I would be happy to talk about it. But you're not talking about the Rayleigh criterion.
Which is more resolvable, a larger angle or a smaller angle?
None of them have anything to do with it. It's about the distance.
Oof. So you're throwing away the whole Rayleigh criterion now?
No,
The
I'm actually
diffraction limit.
applying the Rayleigh criterion that you don't seem to understand. But I'll send you a link. It's in Hyperphysics, has a fantastic treatment on the Rayleigh criterion.
Okay, guys. So
there you go.
You just
I just sent you the Rayleigh criterion. I can apply the Rayleigh criterion all day long, Flatsoid. I do have a good handle on how it works, but none of what you're showing here actually involves the Rayleigh criterion.
Okay, so
But I would be glad to be shown wrong. Let's do the math. I have the Rayleigh criterion right here. Sine of theta equals lambda over d. Now, where do we put that into your particular drawing here?
Wavelength of distance.
What's that?
The maxima of the larger angle will be more resolvable
No,
than the
but
maximum.
where do we? I have the Rayleigh criterion right here. Do you see me? I'm holding this up. Sine of theta equals lambda over d. So what's what here? What's d, for example, for the Rayleigh criterion? What's d?
Can't see you.
What's d in the Rayleigh criterion?
Distance?
There you go. You can hear him googling it. There you go.
Yeah, anyway, guys, like I said, he's just making my point, Jay. He's not an expert.
What?
I'm
Understand.
guessing distance.
In the Rayleigh criterion, what's d?
I don't know. You tell me.
You're
No,
the
it's nothing to do
You're
with
the one
distance.
invoking the Rayleigh
Okay,
criterion, not me. It's on you
show the
to
right-
explain
We
it
spoke about
and
it
show
earlier,
how to
aperture.
apply it mathematically
aperture.
in this particular example.
I don't need to show anything. You're the one that said it.
It's your positive.
Rayleigh criterion
I
got
did
nothing
not
to do
bring
with
up Rayleigh
distance at all.
criterion.
Okay.
That was you. You brought up the Rayleigh criterion. You claimed that this 1.22 times the square root of height is the Rayleigh criterion. So I went and got the Rayleigh criterion formula, which I just sent you, And so this is the Rayleigh criterion right here. Sine of theta equals lambda over d. So how do we apply the Rayleigh criterion to the observation that you're talking about? You say we must do it. Show me, teach me, oh flatzoid, how to apply the Rayleigh criterion in this example.
I sent the presentation to you. You can go and learn it yourself because I'm definitely not going to teach you.
All right, you don't know how.
In 15 minutes.
My guess is that it won't do it. All right, I'm gonna. All right, we do need to move on. I don't have unlimited time. So I have here. Let's see. I'm just gonna show. I'm not gonna work through this particular one. I did it earlier today. Right here. All right. So do you see that? So here is the other distance that I did on in the hallway was 27.3 feet away. So now I know the height was 4.89 feet. That's what I calculated. It's actually 5 feet, so it's 0.1 off or 0.11 off. And the distance is that. Now, knowing the distance
because you used a horrible protractor
across the flat floor and knowing the elevation, what's this angle here? Well, again, we're dealing with tangent. So we got tangent of theta equals opposite over adjacent. So opposite is 4.89. Adjacent is 27.3. Do the math there. You got 0.1791. So we have tangent of theta equals this number here. We need to get that theta alone. So we do arctangent equals, or theta equals arctangent of, and I kind of got sloppy here, 0.1791. which gives us 10.15 degrees. Now I measured the angle to that as 10.1 degrees. So, Flatzoid, my application of perspective has been confirmed to work in reality. And I know you don't have a way to calculate perspective. You have baseless claims with no evidence for how perspective works in reality.
Okay, would you be able to quickly, did anybody measure that 10.15 degrees at that location?
I certainly did.
No, you calculated it. Did you see the sun? Did you measure it?
No, this is in the hallway example that I showed. The hallway example that I showed. So if this is correct, and it is because I know that the height of the light was 5 feet. This is correct. I tested this in reality and it was correct. Then, without knowing the angle that I would get, I calculated based on the height and the distance, and I got the calculated angle applying perspective. And when I measured it, I got the same answer. So in reality, applying perspective using the orthographic view, it works. So I claim that orthographic view works. I showed it. I gave the evidence for it. And if anybody has any errors in it and can show the right way to do it, which you've not been able to do, then I would be very interested in being shown the right way to do it. But once again, every single time when I ask a flat earther the right way to apply perspective, they never know how.
I have one more thing to show you before you go, if you don't mind. Let's go find the slide. And I want to see if you'd be able to use your so-called measurements to get it right. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share screen now. Share, making sure it's showing to everybody. Okay. Let's do slideshow. This is a flask. The first one I measured at 8.57 degrees. That's exact. That was, you saw this probably with Sean Hawkins that time about his Polaris so-called not the challenge. You can see the flask.
I did not see that.
Okay, this is 8.57 degrees.
From the ground in the satellite app?
Yeah, okay. 1 meter away. Well, 1.1. Okay. Second one and the third one, okay?
These are all different distances away?
Yes, and you can see it just in degrees. Correct?
Okay.
Are you writing them down?
I am not writing them down. Can you send them to me afterwards? Because I'm not going to do it right now.
Okay, I was just explaining, but I'm just going to get where the distances are.
Don't spoil it. I don't want the spoiler. You tell me the problem and I'll do the math and send it to you, and you tell me if I get it right.
the distances for everybody. The first one was 1.1 meters away. Second one was another 1.1, so that makes it 2.2 meters away. And
This is no spoilers, Flatzoid. What the crap?
no. I want you to get the actual height of that.
Of the flask.
Glass for me. Yeah.
All right. So you're giving me the distance and the angle, 3 distances and angle measurements, and you want me to get the height of the flask.
Yeah. There's your angles.
All right.
And
Hold
those are
on.
the distances.
All right. Hold on. I'll write that down. This is a good problem. I like it. All right. So the height, the 3 heights, 8 point, and there's a comma there, people. That's weird. I know, but it's supposed to be a decimal point. 8.57. What weird country are you in that uses the wrong decimal point? 3.39. And then all right, so the elevation, sorry, the distances are 1.1, you said?
Yeah, between each one.
So it's 2.2 meters and 3.3 meters?
Yeah.
All right. I will apply trigonometry and get back to you with the answer.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So that's just a fun thing I wanted to show you and see what you can do.
All right.
But, yeah.
I have a couple questions if you would be willing to entertain a few from the audience. And maybe you have some on your side.
Okay. Yeah, I don't have any questions for you though. If you guys have any questions for Mattoon, hit the super chat and I can ask Mattoon.
Bring them
Okay,
on.
yeah.
All
Yeah,
right.
come on, guys.
Second best Bob says, I've been on Flatzoid's channel. He thinks he's winning. Do you think you're winning?
I know I've been leading you from the start to say a few things and concede a few things. So, yeah.
Okay. That's adorable. All right. And then, I need to give you, here we go.
But I'm enjoying this, Mattoon.
There
I mean, we
yeah,
never...
hey, Flatzoid, I really do enjoy talking with you, and this is way better than some other channels. So keep doing what you're doing. I think you're on the right track. All right. Let's see, I need to get to a
I
different.
think this would actually be a fun guy to actually go and have a bridal barbecue or something.
Absolutely. What? But I don't know what weird animals you might eat there. I'm not going to eat.
I had
don't
no
eat
good idea song the other day.
All right. Let me see here. What weird food might you have that I'm going to find weird? You know?
Papani worms?
Worms? No. I'm not going to eat worms. What?
Well, I don't eat the Mapani worms, but the Africans here eat Mapani worms with pap.
Flatzoid, I have news for you. Where were you born?
South Africa.
You're African.
Yeah. Yeah, but
you separated yourself from the Africans there.
Yeah, I'm not going to say the other word though. It's kind of there's a very racial connotation with the words. Yes, I'll rather just say brown. How's that sound?
Oh, okay. So the ones that have been there longer than the
Different. Let's put it
colonizers. Yes. Okay, I got it.
12 languages here in South Africa, so cultures are very different.
What is your first language?
English and Afrikaans, because my dad was English and my mom was Afrikaans, but I was brought up.
So Afrikaans. Now that's basically Dutch. Is that right?
Yeah, it's an offspring of Dutch.
Okay, all right.
But we can understand Dutch a bit, yeah.
All right.
Dutch is just much.
I'm gonna try to. I'm gonna pick right now. I'm gonna pick the super chats that are for you, and I'm going to.
Oh, but I just wanted to say, donkey Bob. You still wanted me to say thanks to Bob.
We'll do a jump.
Yes, the diameter changes with distance.
No, the diameter of the aperture does not change with distance.
I think it's
No,
That's the size
Yeah.
of the thing letting the light in.
Please,
That's what this D is for.
He's doing
So it
some
doesn't
more
matter how
drawing.
far you are away from something, your eyes, they're generally not addressed to you. So, Flatzoid.
can I give you one question from my side quickly?
Sure.
Uncommon sense, Australia. So, can you calculate how the parent horizon moves to them based on orthographic?
How it moves to them.
Can you calculate the horizon moving then using orthographic perspective?
Like
Maybe.
when the height
What?
changes?
Yeah, the movement of the horizon.
as you modify your elevation. Yes, you can. Yeah.
The physical horizon moves.
No, you don't see the physical horizon. You only see what light gets to your eyes, right?
Oh, so the diffraction limit.
No, not the diffraction limit. I'm sorry. I know how to apply Rayleigh criterion. It's not what you think it is.
Can you use your orthographic perspective quickly to show us how you can derive the horizon moving?
With increasing height? Yeah, I'll draw a quick diagram for you. And this will be for brevity. I will leave out refraction. So you've got an observer here, and so I need to share. This will be the last thing because I need to.
Yeah. No, it's getting. And we also can have all.
Sure, it's getting late for you. All right, there you go. So there's one guy. Right, so you've got the height of the guy there, and then this is what it'll look like. You've got the height there. You've got this here, and then you're going to draw. This is a triangle here, right? You've got a right angle right there, so you can do that triangle now for a higher height. Say right there. The distance to the horizon is I'm gonna have to go a little higher to get to.
Elevation.
What's that?
The distance changes elevation. Well, when you change elevation, you change the distance. The angle gets larger. So you change the field of view.
This angle right here is getting smaller as you go higher up. But then it's going to be the same thing. We're at a different tangent point, and so I'm going to give it the.
But you pushed out your field.
So there's the same thing there. We've got a right triangle there. That's how you apply perspective on a globe in an orthographic view. So all right. What is your poll? You've got a poll there. What's the answer on your poll?
Most of it is globe, guys. 228 votes. Yeah, quite a lot. Thank you, guys. Does McLean understand perspective? Yes, 66%. No, 34%. Obviously, I knew the outcome already because most of my guys in here are globes, so I do expect that. Nice Rubik's Cube.
Oh yeah, you're still seeing this. So Tim Pryor, ask him if it hurts that everyone agrees with you on his own channel. With me.
No, actually, it does definitely not, because orthographic view is definitely not perspective. Just because you have religious globies agreeing with you, just because.
But I tested it and showed that it's right, and you didn't show how it's wrong, Flatzoid. I mean, I enjoy talking to you, but you got to be honest. You didn't actually show me how to do anything.
Cube. It really does.
Maybe
cracks me out when he brings out the Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
It annoys me because I sit there saying, "No, don't do that. Go do this, do this." he's like, come on. He's got to learn his TFA a bit better. Okay, we've got a quiz.
Do we have a quiz?
Do we have a quiz?
Oh yeah, we do. I was busy reading SE Montreal's dumb stuff.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
man.
Well, while you're doing that, we'll get a bit of a review going out there.
It's very
I mean, SE Montreal believes in a container that he can't locate, that he doesn't know where it is, he doesn't know what it's made from. It seems to violate all his intended rules in that he thinks that gas spreads out evenly in a container, but apparently this atmospheric container is different because the gas prefers to be all at the bottom of it. So it breaks even his own rules. I mean, that's the epitome of indoctrination, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty much.
He can't provide any scientific citation that there is a gas pressure next to a vacuum around the Earth. He can't provide any scientific citation that water bends around a ball. But those are his arguments, and he claims that that's what we're claiming, but we don't. So you're making a fool of yourself, SE Montreal, not me.
They're
You
asking,
provide those citations, and then we got something, but you can't.
they're asking questions that don't make sense half the time, or all the time.
But what he's actually doing is just presenting countless straw man after straw man argument.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, like
That's all he's doing. And
like
then he's telling you that you don't understand our model.
I know.
Let me
you're
make up
saying-
a model that nobody understands and then accuse you of it being your model and then make the claim that you don't understand your own model because it's not your model.
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much
up.
it.
Yeah, that sums it up. Oh dear, said
Got it.
Grimaldi. You epic
Got
fail. Really is an epic fail on your part.
Yeah, for the 450th time a minute ago, he accuses me once again of claiming there's a hump in the water in Lake Pontchartrain, which I've never said ever.
What hump?
Yeah.
What hump?
Good Lord,
Hump.
SE.
Is it a humpback whale, maybe? I don't know. Oh, hello. There's a hump. There's a good hump. I
Now,
like
those
that
are
hump.
humps. SE, pay attention. What you're seeing, what you're about to see on the screen here in a second, these are what we call humps. There are none of those in the middle of Lake Pontchartrain.
Definitely not. Otherwise, I'll be there.
If I would move to New Orleans in a heartbeat if I thought those things were out there.
Oh, dear. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sorry, Lord, for talking.
And I
about
bet
that.
they would obstruct the view too.
Oh yeah.
You wouldn't see anything else with those tanks around.
Would you want to?
Does the Rayleigh criteria come into effect here?
Well, I guess if you're close enough, then yeah.
Yeah.
We'll measure the distance
See,
and
I've
then
even
we'll
pro-
work out the angle and then we'll get the height.
It's matey boy in the background that gets me. His head's just going up.
Yeah, that's right. See, I've even provided the perspective view and the orthographic view.
Yep. Oh dear.
All right. Let's get into the quiz then, hey? All right, okay. Question 1. Not too hard today, the quiz, so yeah, relax a bit. Okay, this event's conclusion, which occurred after the failure of Operation Puma, led to the proposal of Operation Northwoods. What was
Oh
this
bollocks! That rings a
event?
bell.
Yeah, it does with me as
What
well.
was this event?
Oh, it rings a bell. But it ain't coming yet.
Ain't coming yet. I'll give you another clue then.
Not yet. No, it does ring a bell.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
the
mean, it's-
primary group involved in this incident retreated to the Zapata Swamp. What was this event?
It's just making it worse.
All right, another clue.
I'm guessing
All right.
WW2.
Oh, it's definitely World War II for sure. Yeah, 100%.
That group, led by Pepe San Roman, was called Brigade 2506. What was this event? That was the one, Big Blue. Well done.
Oh, he's got
Yeah,
it. Nice.
he's absolutely nailed it. Yeah.
Oh,
This event began after land on play.
Oh, hello. You're breaking up, Paul. Is it me or was Paul broken up? Was he roboted?
Paul roboted
Cool.
and disappeared for me.
Yeah, he's disappeared too.
Yeah, I
we
think
can't hear
that-
you, Paul. You've
Yeah, I think his
Lost it.
internet's playing up on him.
I thought it was my own internet going, to be honest.
Is he still there, sort of?
I just heard a little bit of roboting, but that's all. Couldn't make out what
Yeah,
he was
he
saying.
won't be able to hear us if he's roboting.
Mm.
There you go.
Oh, he stopped us.
Yeah, stop sharing.
Yeah. Hang on. I'm going to try to fix that. All right.
All right.
so that physics you showed at the start. That's your
I'm going to switch to my phone's internet if I can. So just give me a moment to do that.
Well, the peanuts can still see the view then of the questions for now till you're ready.
for my
The event began after
Personal
landings on
hotspot
places
to
nicknamed.
come up.
I know there was beaches with nicknames, but not those ones.
Farmers, did it have something to do with Mediterranean islands of some sort during World War II? Was it some operation regarding that? That seems to sort of ring some bells or something. I could be completely wrong.
I took a
I don't
guess
remember.
based on that guy's name.
Oh, I spelled it wrong.
It's not the Med.
It's not the Med.
No.
Some seems to really think it was a Med.
Hang on, I'm just going to stop sharing again for a moment because I haven't got the internal chat up.
Okay.
All right. Just get that up, and then I'll share again, and then I'll be right.
Oh, okay. I'll stop sharing. Should be back to normal now.
Hang on, you messed me up.
I didn't do anything. I didn't touch anything.
Yeah, I think you did.
I didn't touch anything over there.
Right, I've got the internal chat up, I think. No.
Someone in the what's he's got the same answer as me. In Peanuts has got the same answer as me, so I'm hoping they're right.
What's that one? Oh, okay.
Hmm?
That one over there.
I'm not going to tell you in case I'm
What's
wrong.
going on?
Yeah, I'm just thinking that's the only one I can see with an answer. Well, there's that answer too.
That's a
or
couple.
that answer.
Right.
There's several answers.
Yeah.
So I've got that chat up. Now all I need to do is share again.
Because I don't know of any of the other ones. I've heard of that one.
Right, I've got everything going again. Can you see that again?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. It's not Normandy. No.
Yeah, I don't
Let's
know the
see.
others.
Can you still see my
I
answer?
think, what's that?
Can you still see my answer in your chat?
I've got Big Blues. I've got Terry's answer, which is wrong. I've got no. I can't.
Okay,
Oh.
I
You
presume
need to
you haven't
type it
got mine
again.
either then. Let's try it again. That one.
That's the one, Timbo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
And that's the
Yeah.
one, Farmer's Boy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I would probably give Nerd Alert the correct answer out there, unless somebody got it
I think so.
earlier out there.
Yeah, Larry DeMarch actually sort of got
Yep.
envisioned.
Yeah.
Yep.
I've got a second
I'll give you
guess.
the rest of the clues anyway.
I tried a second guess.
Name this failed CIA operation on
Oh.
April 17th, 1961 that attempted to
Yeah,
overthrow
got it now.
Castro's
Yep.
Cuban government.
Yes,
Yeah.
not the Med.
No, not the Med. Different part of the world.
that visual should give you a clue.
Bay of Pigs.
It's
Yeah.
got
That is
something,
great visual. I like that.
it's got something to
Yeah.
do with bovines. Okay.
They're not bovine.
Yeah,
The Bay of Pigs invasion, the failed invasion of Cuba.
yeah, exactly. That's right. The Bay of Pigs invasion was the correct answer. Well,
Are they the
Those are
aquatic?
wild
Is
pigs.
that aquatic pigs?
yeah.
No, they're wild
Okay.
pigs. I can forget where they are. But anyway, go on.
Question 2. This work, which begins with a gentle playing of God Preserve Thy People, was composed for the 1880 consecration of the Cathedral of Christ the Saviour. What work was this? Not
Oh,
Handel's Messiah.
it's misspelled wrong. It's misspelled
Especially if
anyway.
you spell Messiah wrong.
Massa.
Not
Oh, Massa.
Handel's Massa.
Massa. That sounds typically Australian, that doesn't it? It's not Massa. It's not Messiah, it's Massa.
Come on, you've got to get it from this one now. This piece includes the playing of fragments of La Marseillaise after 5 cannon shots, symbolising the advance of the French army.
La Marseillaise.
That's the one,
That's how it's
Timbo.
pronounced.
That's the one, Alan. Which one, Timbo? Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah.
That's the one. Fleetwood Mac's Albatross. No.
Albatross.
Not the chicken dance either.
The chicken dance.
No. This work depicts and celebrates the Russian repulsion of Napoleon Bonaparte. What is it? Come on, Peanuts. The internal chat's got it. That's the one, Carl Edwards. Well done. The 1812 Overture.
Yeah, that's it.
Yes. Name this piece named after the year of the Battle of Borodino, a work by Pyotr Ilyich Tchaikovsky. It was the 1812 Overture. Yeah.
And he's having a hell of a time. Hey!
All right, question 3. Peter Radford has argued that the first man to do this was James Parrott, 180 years before the most celebrated person to do it.
Oh.
James Parrott.
What did he do? Okay, that person nearly retired following the Helsinki Olympics and used Chris Chataway and Chris Brasher as pacemakers. What was done?
Oh, I got to guess.
Not swim the channel, no. That's the one, Alan Evans. Yes, that's the one, Timbo. You were beaten by Alan.
Couldn't type fast enough.
This achievement was accomplished on the Iffy Road track at Oxford University on May the 6th, 1954.
Oh, is it the mile?
That's
Something.
the one, Crumpy Old Gunt. Yes,
Yeah.
it was indeed. The
4 minute mile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Roger Bannister first achieved one
Yeah, there you go.
achievement, now considered the gold standard of middle distance running. It is, of course, the 4 minute mile. Okay. Question 4. One version of this religion established a 12-tier system of temple importance and briefly superseded the sect form of this religion before being succeeded by the shrine form following the separation of this religion from the state. What is this religion? Not Hinduism, no.
Okay, spill it then.
Not Bushido, no. The final blow to its state form was the 1945 dual voice broadcast in which the emperor renounced his status as a god within this religion. That's the one, Alan. Yep. Not Flurfism, not Buddhism.
Oh,
That's
Alan.
the one.
Yeah, that's the one.
Yeah, that's the one, Carl Edwards. Well done, Carl. It is
Shinto.
Shintoism.
Shinto. Yeah, that's.
Yeah.
I never. Yeah, couldn't think of the name.
The Grand Shrine of Ise, honouring Amaterasu, is the centre of what native
Oh, would've got it
Japanese
from that.
belief system?
Oh, would've
is
got it.
Shintoism.
Yeah, would have got it with that one.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah, because Bushido was kind of more the military version of Shinto,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
Question 5. This man, with Hermann von Helmholtz, names a theory which postulates 3 different types of photoreceptors with different light sensitivities within the human eye. Who was it? And he was
Oh, but-
right.
You're talking about rods and cones, obviously, but I don't know who that was.
Yeah.
No idea.
Just to make sure I'm not missing the obvious.
Wait a second, I just used it to make kind of project.
It's not Rayleigh, no. This namesake of a modulus used in mechanics conducted an experiment which resulted in the formation of interference fringes after passing light through its namesake setup. That should almost give it away. That's the one, Alan. Yeah.
Alan, you're on fire today. Whoa.
And
Well done.
and well done to Nerd Alert, who got it first out there. It is indeed
Yeah.
Young.
Young's
Anyone know?
Young's modulus.
Anyone know his first name?
Not very.
Old Mr. Young. Old Mr. Young.
Old Mr. Young. Not very young.
Yeah. A quantity named for this man is calculated by finding the quotient of the tensile stress and tensile strain. That would be Young's modulus. Identify this English scientist who conducted the double slit experiment. It was indeed a Mr. Thomas Young.
Oh,
Well done.
Thomas.
Yeah.
Yep.
It does help, Matt, that he's asking me questions that I know the answer to.
Well, yeah.
Ah.
That is always an
If you-
advantage.
So in other words, I'm getting the questions right, am I, Alan?
You're getting the questions right, Paul. Correct.
Yeah, good. Question 6. The 1918 Dyer Bill, which would have penalised this activity, was repeatedly blocked in the Senate. What is this activity? I'm after a specific word here.
18.
1918.
Dyer Bill, yeah.
So,
This action was performed on Henry Smith in a spectacle attended by thousands of cheering spectators.
Oh,
What is this thing? It's not quite right, Timbo, but Big Blue has got it right. And, yep, Farmer's Boy's got it right. Yes.
I corrected myself, so I think
Have
this is the
I,
second one.
You did get it right there.
Yeah, good. Just checking.
And what about M2M? What about me? Have I got it?
Yeah, you've got it right.
Yep.
Yep.
Nice. Okay.
Yep.
Wrong question, Paul.
Surgery, tattoos. No, they haven't quite got it right out there yet. Lobotomies, no.
No, definitely not. Not in public
the
anyway.
journalist Ida B. Wells documented this practice, the subject of the song "Strange Fruit." What is this activity? Tarring and feathering. Well, it could be part of this activity, I guess, but
I suppose,
it doesn't always result in.
I don't think so, because didn't they usually kick you out? Like that's what they do, tar and feather, and then let you leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
The film Birth of a Nation glorified this activity, which punished violations of Jim Crow laws. What was this activity? Come on,
I think I have it
B-Hats.
now, Paul.
What's that?
So I think I have it now.
You do, Alan, yes.
Yeah.
And we've got the right word
Yeah,
out there
good one
now
out there.
from Larry DeMarch, with lynching
Ching.
is the correct word. Yes. Often carried out by the Ku Klux Klan, named this form of extrajudicial execution
Oh,
of
yeah, that would have
mainly
been.
blacks in the postbellum South. It was lynching. Yeah. All right. Question 7.
Burn him. Sorry.
Yeah. Early employees of this company included Al Alcom and Warren Robinett, whose work led to this company coining the term Easter egg. What company is this?
Led to the term Easter egg.
color corn. Oh, sounds familiar. What does it sound like? Oh, corn.
Anger at this company's CEO, Ray Kassar, prompted the founding of Activision. What is this company? Not Apple or Microsoft.
No.
Not Digital Equipment Corp. No. Not Google. No. Okay. This producer of the VCS was founded by Ted Dabney and Nolan Bushnell. What is the company?
Oh, of course. Where's the chat gone?
In Alamogordo, New Mexico, it buried millions of unsold copies of E.T. the Extraterrestrial. What was the company? That's
Trying to
the
get it out.
one, Timbo. Except you've spelled it wrong.
Yeah, I was trying to get it out really
Are there
quickly
any-
because I
are
could
there
hear
any words
I could
that you
hear
don't
that clue
spell
you were
wrong?
giving.
Is there anything you don't spell wrong, Timbo?
Yeah, wrong. WONG.
Name this early video game company known for its 2600
Oh, yeah.
control
Yeah,
and
yeah,
for
yeah.
producing Pong. You
Yeah.
know now, don't you? Yeah, that's the one. That's
Atari.
the one, Matt.
Oh, right.
Yeah, Alan got it now. Peanuts got it a while ago out there. It was indeed Atari. Yeah. Yeah, the Atari 2600. Yeah.
Yeah, I actually had one of them, that very same one. Yeah.
I didn't.
I
That's
know.
all right.
I did play them. I played a lot of them, but I didn't actually own one. The Easter egg comes from what's the game? That maze game where you go into all the rooms and the dark and yeah.
Question 8. The singer of this
That's right.
band wants to see some history in a song where he says the Berlin Wall at the end of the chorus.
Oh.
What is this band? I'm expecting this one to go off fairly quickly. Especially after this next clue. This band originally performed Holidays in the Sun, as well as another song that opens with the lyrics, "Right now, haha, I am an Antichrist, I am an Antichrist."
Oh.
I bet Farmer's Boy's typing madly right now.
Oh no, the song.
That's the one, Matt. Yeah, you got it in before, and you got it in before Alan even. Yeah.
It's upright. It's upright. Put A in the first word for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
Trying to type it really quick.
Well done to Irish Stew, who got it first out there with the Sex Pistols.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
Members of this band
pretty vacant.
included Glenn Matlock and Sid Vicious.
Vicious. Oh, yes.
Yeah. One member of this band famously performed in strange spiked hair, an orange spiked hair, and was known as Johnny Rotten. Yeah. British punk band that originally performed Anarchy in the UK.
God save the Queen.
Yeah.
The fascist regime.
The fascist
That's
regime.
it.
That's
You
right.
got it. I tell you what, I mean, they might not have been that talented on their instruments, but I don't know who wrote the songs, but some of them were quite good.
Yeah.
I think Malcolm McLaren wrote a lot of the songs, and you want to see some of the hits that he had during the 80s.
Oh, yeah.
It was when he
Very-
said,
He
I
was
am
responsible for Adam and the Ants, wasn't he?
He was he had some hits on his own part that I was really surprised to find out were by him.
It was I am an Antichrist that gave it away straight away. It's like,
Yeah, you should have got
nobody
it from
else.
that.
Yeah, nobody else has ever sung those words. Whoops.
No, nor ever will, probably.
No.
No.
Question 9. Several plotters of this event, including a man codenamed Apis, were shot after the Salonika trial. What was this event?
Oh, man.
Not the subway attacks, no. This event occurred after a Graf and Stift brand car stalled while reversing near the Latin Bridge. What was
his
this
name?
event? Yeah, what was his name?
Yes, what's his name? You know.
That's what he was. Oh well,
He
without the FI
was
in the
one
front.
of those without the FI in the front.
Yeah, something like that. Oh,
That's the one, Alan Evans. Well done. Yeah. Sophie von Chotek died in this event planned by the Black Hand, which caused the issuing of the Serbian ultimatum and was carried out by Gavrilo Princip after a bomb failed.
Black Hand.
That's the one, nerd alert. I'll kind of accept Carl's, except Carl didn't quite have all the information I required there. But Nerd Alert has. It's the assassination of Prince Ferdinand, or Archduke Ferdinand.
Oh, of course.
Remember? Started World War One. Made this shooting in Sarajevo of an heir apparent, which helped trigger World War One. It was,
So if somebody could
story
explain how the assassination of an Austrian in Sarajevo starts a war between Britain, France, and Germany, I'd be obliged.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
6
Apparently
million dead.
Apparently, there's a bit of a tale that Prinkipp was eating a sandwich when he shot him too.
I read something recently that wasn't true, but that's the tale. Yeah,
that's a bit of a tale. That's why I said it was a tale.
Yeah.
And the last question is a little bit different. All right, can you identify each snippet about Margaret Thatcher? Okay. I think I put an extra X. I put a Y instead of a C in there.
The V, you got
How dare you spell something wrong?
I think.
Just looking at all that misspelling from Timbo's got to me. I did it so that Timbo would understand. That's my excuse.
Yeah, no, I knew when you had that. When Margaret who you were talking about.
Yeah. Name the country that Thatcher was Prime Minister of.
No.
No, here is not the right answer.
Oh, good grief. Hey,
oh, come on.
Yeah.
I mean, I do remember her becoming Prime Minister. I do remember.
Well, I mean,
it was Callaghan.
Alan Evans has got the most correct answer so far. There.
Well, if you do the full title, you have to be right. Yeah,
the full title is, of course, the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure if you was Northern Ireland because I wasn't sure if they had their own.
Northern Ireland is part of it.
Yeah, I mean, technically speaking, I said UK, so I am correct. I just
if you said UK, that was fine.
I'm going to say, not only am I old enough to remember her becoming Prime Minister,
same.
I am old enough to have voted in an election where she was elected a Prime Minister, but maybe not the first one.
So it's your fault, you bastard. It's your fault then.
Okay, number 2. The decade in which she served the longest as Prime Minister.
Oh.
That's the one, Matt.
Yeah.
And Farmer's Boy.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't remember who my first election was for.
Well done, Carl Edwards. It was the 80s, not the 70s, Nerd Alert. No.
No, she only came in 79. Was it 79?
Yeah,
79 or 80, I thought.
Dora's anticipating the questions.
I can see that.
The British political party that she belonged to is.
Okay, we got to be accurate.
I'm giving the abbreviated version of it just to type it out quickly.
The cons.
The cons. Conservative, it stands for.
Well done, Carl Edwards out there. The Tories is correct. Yeah, the Conservatories.
Tories.
Conservatories? Did you say conservatories? Conservatives.
Conservatives, yeah.
The Conservatory Party. Yes.
Yeah, that's right.
Everyone has the inalienable right to a conservatory.
Yeah.
Actually, I think Clive Wells has got it most right.
Yeah. The nickname given to Thatcher and other female leaders, such as Golda Meir.
Yeah.
That's right. I'll have to give that one to Dora because she got it ages ago.
Yeah, she had it before. Yeah, that's cheating, Dora.
Yeah, that's cheating.
Is it Iron Lady? Is that the right
one?
It
is the Iron Lady.
It was the Iron Lady.
Yeah. All right. The paramilitary group that tried to kill her in the Brighton hotel bombing.
I remember that very well.
Oh yeah, same.
Yep, that's the one.
Right
on to this one,
wouldn't it? Be that.
That's the one, yeah.
Well, I suppose us Brits here on the panel have got an advantage because we all remember it very well, I think.
Yes.
And Smoky Bed Air out there with the IRA. Yeah. All right.
Of course, the IRA wasn't the only Irish Republican terrorist organisation operating at that time. So
INLA, yeah, was the other one.
yeah, that was the other big one, and there was a couple of littler ones as well, weren't there?
Yeah, there were a few spin-off groups that came off of the IRA, and then the INLA again. They kind of split as well.
And then there was the People's Front and the Popular Front.
People's Popular Front.
Splitter.
Well, yeah, I mean, come on.
The war in which she ordered the sinking of the General Belgrano.
Oh yeah.
I am reading yet another book about that at the moment.
There you go. That's
the one. I
About
won't
Paris.
accept that, Timbo.
Won't
I
accept
won't
that.
accept that, Timbo. No.
No, it's close enough.
Yeah.
Then it's going to be this
Tell
one.
me it started at least with the right letter.
Oh, don't.
No.
He didn't
He
say
said
that.
he said the Argentine War.
Oh!
Oh no.
No.
Well,
Hang on, let me just boot him out of the call.
At least.
I put the right answer in afterwards.
And now he's
Just didn't spell it right.
It
Now-
was
now
only a
he's-
war once we won it.
Yeah.
No, it
and now
wasn't. It
Timbo's
wasn't
the right
war
letters.
ever.
No, it's a
and now
conflict.
Timbo's
Yeah.
put FAULKINS.
Well, at least he didn't say Las Malvinas. If he'd said that, then he would have got a punch.
Yeah, it was the Falklands War. And now, just to give you two harder ones, all right, the position that Geoffrey Howe held while helping to lower taxes. What position did Geoffrey Howe have?
Oh yeah.
What was he called? If Timbo knows this one, he's going to have a hell of a time spelling it.
So am I.
Oh, hang on. I think I might have got a couple of letters around the wrong way there.
Yeah,
That's
I
not
think
right.
same here. There you go. I think that's how you. I think that's how you spell it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, look at Timbo's answer. It's hilarious.
I'll put it out in the full chat for everyone. Here's a go.
And he was done brilliantly in Spitting Image. I think he was done as a slimy snail, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
Jeffrey
that's right.
Howe. Absolutely superb, that was.
Yeah.
Oops, that's not what I put it in. That's not
Wait,
what
why are you putting a YouTube link in my chat? What are you doing?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't what I copied. That's what came out there.
No, well, you
what I
forgot
copied.
to copy us. That's the last thing that you copied. You just pasted it in.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
It doesn't put. I'll have to type it out now. It's not copied.
Oh dear. It was indeed Chancellor of the Exchequer,
Checker.
or
I'll spell it exactly as it should be spelt.
as Timbo put Cancerwiller of the executive.
Councilor. Oh yeah, Councilor of the executive. It's,
Well, yeah, not far away.
of the isn't on. I mean, something of the something. You're absolutely right.
My head has it. It just doesn't get down to my fingers on it.
Yeah, I know.
And the last question is the play from which the phrase "Winter of Discontent" for the period preceding her election was taken.
Oh,
What play was that phrase
which
taken
one's
from?
that?
I don't know.
Oh, that's one where
That's
the one that Rimmer
one,
does
Alan.
when
That's
he
the
quotes
one,
Shakespeare,
Alan,
and he
yeah.
goes now something.
It's not Macbeth,
It's-
no.
Is the winter of our discontent.
Content.
Yeah,
I can't remember which one it is.
Not Macbeth.
I know which ones it isn't, but I can't remember which one it is.
Oh, it's not Macbeth.
Well, I
It's
know.
not
it's
Hamlet.
Macbeth.
Oh no, it's
Come
not
on.
Macbeth.
Not Hamlet.
Oh.
No.
Hamlet. Not Hamlet. Did you say?
And it's
It's
not
not Hamlet.
Romeo and Juliet.
It's not Cats. It's not Arg. It's not Fiddler on the Roof.
Yeah, but
Although I think I might have to go and visit the
9:59.
toilet in a minute.
I can't remember which one it was.
That's the one. We haven't got it out in the peanuts yet.
What else is left?
He was the third of his species. Which one?
Oh yeah. Oh, hang on. Let's do it properly. That's where it comes from.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, step to the Richard.
Yeah, Richard the Third was indeed it.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Dick the Third.
Wasn't that the kind
Never
of
studied.
beginning of the original Blackadder series as well?
Yeah,
A
yeah.
horse, my kingdom for a horse. And he comes, oh, you're stealing my bloody horse. And cuts his
Yeah.
own king's head off. Yeah.
And I think I studied Richard III at school. So
No, we
Yeah.
didn't. I didn't do Richard III at school. We did Macbeth and Romeo and Juliet. So we did the Game of Thrones. We had violence and sex.
Yeah, best kind of plays to do.
Well, they were. I mean, Macbeth was nothing but violence, and Romeo and Juliet, they were all just busy shagging each other. I mean, you know.
Well, I mean, it's not.
And then many years later, somebody wrote Game of Thrones. And, oh, look, classic spitting image. That's it.
Yeah.
Back when spitting image
Jeez.
was funny.
Sold it all off.
It pretty much looked like it too.
That's how I got interested
there you
in
go.
politics, because of spitting image. Well, thank you very much. That was a
And
lot of fun.
That was
Yeah.
your quiz for today. There you go.
A lot of
Oh,
fun.
thank you, Paul.
Yeah, because apparently they've tried to do spitting image again, and it's been a complete flop.
Oh,
And
it has, yeah.
Well, and that's because it hasn't got the two guys who originally did it, Fluck and Law.
Yeah. It's just
Without-
not the same.
It's not the same. No, I mean they really were.
I mean-
very, very scathing at the time.
I mean, in terms of the content, it's it's not too bad. But I think the problem is that the characters that we had in the 80s were screaming. Every single politician of those days was screaming to be taken a piss out of.
Yes.
Not quite so much nowadays. They're all kind of too stiff nowadays, I think.
Hey, Carl's got it.
You know what I
Remember,
mean?
the president's brain is missing. That was
That's
Ronald
right.
Reagan.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
every week, the president's brain was on holiday somewhere, and they'd replaced it with a walnut. Just, it was fucking superb. And every now and then, you'd see a scene, and you'd see a guy in the background, and it was Lord Lucan.
Yeah, that's right.
Lord Lucan crept up everywhere. You know, he'd be like a barman or something in the background. But yeah, they were absolutely scathing.
Yes, 'cause
and there was an outrage when they actually did a puppet of the Queen Mother. And you can't take the piss out of the Queen Mother.
Yes,
Why
you
not?
can.
And she's just some
Yeah.
some drunken sot who's forever necking gin and betting on the horses and fucking brilliant, absolutely brilliant. And now it's all just so bloody safe. It's like, no, you've lost the whole point. of it,
Yeah,
you
it's
know.
kind of dry, isn't it? I think. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, yeah. I'm blaming the politicians, but no, I think it is them. I think.
I do sometimes now look for old spitting image episodes on YouTube and just sit there and watch it for half an hour because absolutely superb. They still make me piss myself laughing. They was just look, the royal family waiting for the Prince and Princess Michael of Kent to turn up, and they're sitting there playing Escape from Colditz. Of course, they're German. They keep saying, "Don't mention the war." And then one of them's looking out the window. All right, she's parking the Panzer now. You know, they were absolutely fucking merciless.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
And
Those were the
and,
days.
and the thing was that back then, the senior politicians would get quite upset if they weren't included, wouldn't they?
Some of them did, yeah.
It did get to that point. Yeah.
You
Some
knew-
they did complain.
You knew you'd made it if they'd made a puppet of you for spitting image.
Well,
if you didn't make it to spitting image, you were nobody.
I think probably the Channel 4 will turn around and say, "Well, do something really fucking stupid then," and we might.
Yeah.
You might be included.
Michael Heseltine was either in camo gear or was in black leather and dressed up as a Nazi.
That's right.
And kept calling Thatcher, yes, my leader.
Yeah, I think the first series he's always in a flak jacket, wasn't he, in combat gear, and then I
Yeah,
think
and then it
later
switched
series
over
is
to,
black.
like,
yeah,
It was all
That's
black leather and sort of like almost
That's
like
right.
dodgy bondage gear, you know.
that's right. Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought the black leather was the other one, the one that got badly injured in the bombing at the hotel.
What, Parkinson?
No,
Parkinson?
Oh no, Hasseltine.
no, not Hasseltine. No, saying the one that was in the leather gear was the one that ended up in a wheelchair after the.
Yeah, that was Hasseltine, wasn't it?
No,
No, he didn't
No.
get blown up.
What was his
no,
name?
it was
Oh,
Oh,
yeah,
Norman
yeah.
Tebbit.
Norman
Tebbit.
Tebbit. That was
Tebbit.
that's what I was thinking of. Tebbit. Tebbit was in
Tebbit.
the leather. Yeah.
Yeah, Norman. That's it. Oh, that's
Norman
Norman
Tebbit.
Norman Tebbit. Yeah, you're right. I think
Did
they
that kill his
did.
wife?
I don't know. I can't remember. I know
Yes,
they pulled it.
that's
I know
right,
they.
yeah.
I know they pulled him out the rubble, didn't they? I know that much.
Yeah, it was Norman Tebbit in the black leather jacket and the very, very menacing.
Or wasn't his wife ended up in a wheelchair, crippled?
That
Wasn't
was
she?
his wife that ended up in the wheelchair, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right.
I
Yeah.
knew they were. I knew they were one of the. They were dug out of the.
That's
rubble.
right. The Tories were there for their conference because they always held their conference in Brighton every year,
Brighton.
and they were all staying pretty much in the same hotel, and that's why the IRA went for it. They said, right, well, we'll try and take them all out in one go and blow the hotel up.
And Miss Thatcher, she was all right.
Miss Thatcher, yeah.
Completely.
The Grand Hotel Brighton.
That's right. Grand Hotel's still there today.
Oh dear.
Anyway, that's enough of that. What's next, Terry? Earth calling Terry.
No, I'm here.
Earth
Sorry.
calling Terry. That's all right then.
More calling Orson. Coming Orson.
Nano.
Yes, but
I was just over in my video trying to sort something out.
Your video.
This stream.
No.
I've got a video, but I can't play it yet until I sort this out. So.
No.
Oh.
Oh, while you're talking about that, then, one of the landers on Mars, this actually happened last year, they discovered a quake or detected a quake, and then they later found out that it was an asteroid impact. Yeah, nothing particularly unusual, you might think, but this asteroid impact they found that caused this quake hit near the equator. But the thing was, they've discovered that it's kicked up a whole load of frozen ice, frozen water.
oh,
Yeah. So not only is obviously they know there's ice on the caps, but they've just literally just under the surface near the equator, which is significant. Yeah.
yeah.
Well, at least they think it is. They're pretty certain it is. Looks like ice. Anyway, 19.
Well, it's significant because I think prior to that they knew there was lots of ice, but it was all frozen carbon dioxide
Yeah.
and not water.
Yeah. Well, all their detectors are saying it's water.
Which detectors?
I don't know.
The man from the cat detector van.
Yeah, that one.
How do they know it's water?
Because they tasted a bit.
Oh.
Yeah, the
They
road
go
drove up
there.
to it and went, yep, that's water. Yep.
Ah.
I'll put some of that in my scotch, thank you.
Yeah, a little man. They landed him on the Mars there, and he tasted a bit and came
Little
back and
man.
told us.
Did they do spectroscopy?
Yeah, that as well. Yeah.
Was it in a container though?
You beat me to it. You beat me to it.
I taste spectroscopy. It's got to be done in a container.
It's got to be in a container.
I've got to be honest with you, Paul. I knew what it was, but I didn't know what the word was. I couldn't think what it was, so I wasn't going to make a fool of myself and guess what the word was.
What container?
No,
Spectroscopy.
That word.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
I can't say it, let alone
You've got to put your
spell
teeth
it.
in for that one, mate. I'll tell you.
I can't. Oh dear. Yeah. So yeah, it's pretty significant find. For, so they probably know now they're not going to need to drill down too far to find water, which is good news.
It's handy if you're thirsty. Matt, you're going to update your logo on your intro screen to match your current one on the screen?
Yeah. What about it?
Oh, I think the last video you didn't have that one with the spaceship in the background. Or the what's he? You still
didn't
got
it?
your old logo.
What, my very
Yeah.
last one? Didn't it? You sure? I thought
Yeah, I
I
think
did.
so. Where you got angry, yeah.
I could have sworn it had that on it.
I only noticed it. Oh, you have another look. I'll go have another. I'm pretty sure it did.
The one before that probably didn't. No.
Let me have a look.
I think you're lying.
I'm not lying. I could be
Could be
think
wrong.
it's misrepresenting. I could be wrong.
No, it is. It is. I can see it there. Yeah, it's there.
Is it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh, did
Because
I
I
see
remember
run
when I was
away?
looking at it and thinking that's not the same logo, and then
No, it's the same one.
no, that's not the same one.
Yeah, it is. I don't think you're looking at the right video then, because I'm looking right at it right
No,
now.
maybe not. Maybe I'm not.
The one that I did 2 days ago when it got angry.
I'm not getting the angry one. Where's the angry one gone?
It's entitled "This Really Missed Me Off." That's what it's entitled.
Yeah, on the thumbnail.
What, the one that I've put on the screen, the big one, or the one they put in the bottom right hand corner?
Well, the thumbnail that I'm getting on the screen doesn't have any logo.
Thumbnail.
Hmm.
Oh, right. I see what you're saying. Right, hold on. Oh, yes, because I've got a whole load of titles all made up already, and I haven't updated that. I see what you're saying. Yeah. You're right. You're right about that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I just haven't got round to updating all the thumbnails for them.
I was going to go and change my thumbnails. Not that I'm influenced, but I saw some video that said change your thumbnails and increases your number of viewers. And I said, I don't think it's going to make a lot of difference to my number of viewers.
Well, it will. It can have it can help actually grow your channel a little bit more. You get more click through if you've got thumbnails. Half decent thumbnails.
Yeah, now that I've done a few, I was going to move towards my last video. Had so much a much brighter and clearer thumbnail. I was thinking I'll go through and change them all to look a bit like that.
Because otherwise, as you know, it just grabs a screen grab, doesn't it, from parts of your video?
Yeah,
sticks it in there.
Well, I usually make them up myself, but I'm still getting my videos a bit better anyway. So now that I'm up to whatever 18, I thought I might go back and change some thumbnails. Might even take a few old boring ones off.
That's the probe I was thinking of. Insight. That's what detected the quake from the asteroid impact.
Oh,
Insight. That's it. But Insight is dying. It's covered in dust, and it hasn't got much power left, so it hasn't got long left of its life. Sadly.
poor thing.
Yeah.
We're just filling in time for you, Terry. Are you,
yeah, I've
still
got
going?
it sorted.
Okay.
I forgot to fix something up when we restreamed it, otherwise we'd be here all night. It's the end of the stream, otherwise I'd have to go back into it to close it. Well, I couldn't find a lot. I've only found a couple of Everetts. I've got an Anton and a Simon. So that'll be enough to finish off on.
Oh, I haven't seen Fridays of Simon Dan, so
Yeah.
or have I?
We'll
I can't
finish off
remember.
with Simon. Simon's the most famous Bob on the planet gets it wrong again.
Oh yes, I have seen it actually. Yeah, come to think of it, it's
So-
Globebusters actually. But yeah, anyway.
Do we get to thank anyone?
Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Bob.
Again?
I was going to
Really?
thank Paul and Blue because it looks like
All together now. Thanks, Bob.
Bob.
thanks,
you
Bob.
We already did it.
Yeah, we're not all together.
I was going to say when Paul put his quiz on, it scared off the first in the chat.
That
Oh yeah,
usually
Montreal's
does.
gone running.
It's
Yeah,
one way to scare them off is start asking them questions that they don't know.
Yeah, SC Montreal went quiet after that, didn't he? He disappeared. Sod that for a game of soldiers. Too much knowledge. Don't want to learn anything. Why would he want to do that?
Oh no, definitely
Well, that's
not.
okay. He doesn't want to learn anything either.
Did you show everyone the shaving? What shaving? Who got shaved?
yeah.
Who got shaved?
Do you want me to show you my head, my shaved head?
Oh.
I'll put myself in camera. shall I?
Well, how'd you get?
Hold on.
Did you shave your head on the shills?
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, that's a proper job. Bloody hell.
Well,
There you go.
if I draw three
Right.
little red circles on your head, we could use you as the pollen ball.
So yeah, basically what it was we got a guy on the Shields called Lucafish. Her daughter his daughter wanted to do a channel, and she's an absolute natural. Honestly, she's so confident. So part of the things they wanted to do is they both share a channel at the moment called Backyard Astronomy, and they've got a mount for their telescope, but it's just like a manual mount. So what they wanted to do is just get a mount that she could control herself, right? So it's just one of those controllable ones. You just press the button and it will go to wherever it needs to go to, right? So that was $200, and so they did a live stream with that on to try and raise the money. So stupidly in the chat, I thought, no, they probably wouldn't raise the money. They might come close to it. So to encourage people to try and donate a bit more, I said, I'll shave my head live on the Shills next Friday night if $200 is raised within the stream. And then there was a couple of donations, and then DKG, the bar steward, donated $100, didn't he? So that pushed it over $200. So that was it. I was kind of like, oh, bugger. So I was, locked into a promise because I said it several times. So that's why I ended up having to do it. But I thought, oh, well, it's going to grow back. So,
well, just don't tell them you want to shave your beard and moustache off. Then.
What was that? You both talked at the same time.
Oh, Alan was feedbacking.
What was that, Alan?
Oh, I said it don't look too bad, and I'm sorry, Terry. I think we just collided.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a tiny bit of hair there, but not much. It's like a, if you had a beard, it'd be like a stubble. So it's a bit there. But,
well, don't threaten to shave your beard and moustache then.
No, my missus wasn't very happy about it, though. She says it looks horrible. She's not very happy about it at all. She's the one that shaved me. So
it'll go back.
So it was under duress, was it?
What, her being under duress or me being under duress?
Yeah, the missus being under duress to actually do it, because you said she wasn't happy about
it. Yeah, no, she wasn't that keen about it. But it's for a good cause. So, but then after it was done, she looked looking at me. So I don't like it, hate it. But I've been told I've got to leave the beard on. So. So it looks like my head's been put upside down, doesn't it? It should be that way.
Yes.
Shave your eyebrows now. What was that? Oh, I've been told I should shave my eyebrows now as well. No, that is not going to happen.
Knock it off.
Yeah, we'll all chuck in for that.
That's all right, Matt. Just be comforted to know that in a couple of weeks you'll look like a toilet brush.
Yeah, probably. Well, I tell you what, if you donate $1,000, right? Okay, and then I'll shave my eyebrows. How about that? 1,000.
What on my channel, live?
Yeah, on your channel live, as somebody donates $1,000 to that same one. I'll do it for 1,000.
If we donate 500, will you shave half of it off?
No.
That'd be better.
I'll do half on each side.
No, half on one side and then half on the other side.
No, just one eyebrow.
Well, yeah, exactly. I knew somebody was going to say that. Yeah. Oh, it was all for a good cause, and it was a good laugh anyway. So whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. Well, if you want to see it, Dora, look in the Shills from last night. It's right at the start, right at the beginning, so you won't take you long to find it.
Oh, we could always watch it now.
If you really want to. I think you better off sticking to do what you want to do, to be honest.
No, I'm not looking for it. I thought I'd leave the dramatic pause to make it sound like I was looking for it. Did it work?
I tell you what, it did feel a bit weird when I put my head on my pillow last night. That was weird. That was very odd. Yeah.
Well, don't you usually put your head on your pillow?
No, without hair, it feels a bit different. Kind of felt cold.
Oh, you felt cold, okay.
Yeah.
You might have to wear a beanie to bed for a couple of nights.
Yeah, yeah. Carlo says at least you don't have a tiny head. It suits you. Is it? Oh, okay. You have to tell my missus that. She doesn't agree. Anyway, Terry.
Oh, yes, Matt.
Could you do us a favour?
Oh, sorry, I didn't recognise you there for a minute. Your head looks different.
I don't sound different, do I? My hair doesn't change, but doesn't change my voice. Terry, would you be so kind as to press play, dear chap?
Yes, I could do that.
Okay, so let's say you go out in like a big field somewhere. You choose a spot right in the middle.
Who wants peanuts? We got peanuts. Hey, whoa, oh, peanuts.
There you are, standing right there. And now I want you to spiral around this. Start a spiral from where the X is, and then just start walking around that X.
I'm gonna do crop circles.
Sorry, but I've got other shit to do today.
Hey.
Every time you go around it, you're moving further away from the X, you know. You're spiraling.
This guy just sounds like he's stoned.
From that spot in the middle.
Probably is.
Bob, I got a bad feeling on this one, all right? I mean, I got a bad feeling.
It's going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Platoon.
You're not walking over the same circle. You're making
I don't think he's
spiral,
quite
so it's going spiraling out, getting
lucid,
bigger and
if that's
bigger
what
and
you-
bigger. It just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
I, in fact, do not care.
So if we live on a sphere, theoretically, we're going to have to be able to. We're going to have to start spiraling back in at some point, and
He's
you know,
swaying
eventually
back and
end up on
forward
the
a bit
complete
too
other
much.
end of the ball.
He is, isn't he?
From where we started.
Get me a rope and find me a tree.
Because you know you're going to spiral.
Was that you,
fix
Matt,
the ball
singing
and
without a beard
spiral
and a
all the way
moustache?
from the top all the way down to the bottom.
That's
At a certain point, you start spiraling back in, and then you end up running out, and you end up stopping right at the other end of the planet.
but we're not.
The ball.
This guy's
don't
been watching
you
too much
forget it.
Lindsay.
You know, you're just following
Yeah,
a really
we're
simple
not
formula.
spiraling.
You're walking around the outside of your last lap, your previous lap. Come all the way back
doing
around,
laps
and then
now,
you're
are
circling
we?
around the outside of that lap. Really easy to understand, right?
But wait,
No.
there's more.
How in the fuck is that ever going to allow you to spiral back in?
That's rich. Go on.
Because I mean,
It's
you
fact,
gotta
he
admit
says
this
he's got the
spiral's
meth
gonna get pretty
dance.
massive.
It's called on the meth
How are you going to
dance.
start getting a smaller spiral when you're walking
Yeah.
around the outside of this
Very agitated and
lap that you made? Like,
can't
how
keep
exactly
still.
does that look when it starts to shrink?
Yeah, method.
And we're all supposed to just pretend this is normal. Oh my god, we're all supposed to pretend that we're gonna go along with this now. Like, okay,
We're talking about the surface of the Earth here. Don't imagine it in your. Don't try to imagine a big sphere in your mind and the Earth how it looks in a NASA picture.
We will not give in to the thinkers.
Imagine how it looks when you're outside and you're making a spiral in the field. You know, I mean, it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. How could it possibly
Until it
ever
starts
start to
getting
spiral
smaller and
back
smaller and
in?
smaller and
You know
smaller.
what? You don't have to worry about me because I'm a hard ass. I got no problem smacking him in the head.
I mean, how in the fuck is that going to work?
You could shut the fuck up.
There's certain things that have to happen if you live on a ball. You know, and if you got this magic gravity that makes it so you never see that you're on a ball, you always feel like you're on a flat surface everywhere you go.
Well, that activates my hilarity unit.
If it's a ball, we still have to be able to do this experiment, like I said, where you're going to spiral out and then to eventually spiral back in on the other side of the ball. But come on, people. I mean, how does that doesn't jive with reality.
That's really nice. It's wrong, but it's really nice.
I think he only knows where he was going with that. No one else does.
No. I think he's confusing the spiral with the circle.
I have absolutely no idea what he was talking about at all. None whatsoever.
I think he's seen that that completely wrong animation of the Helios as what's he model was the spiral one that the surfers often use, which is
Geocentric, you mean?
Yeah, No, the one with the supposedly this disproves because it wouldn't look like this with us flying off into space and everything spinning around the sun and moon, and we'd have these big spirals and
Oh,
trails.
that, yeah. I thought I had a copy of that.
You see that being
GIF.
used all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking that's what. First of all, it's not reality, but it's also not a spiral. But it's okay.
I got the impression he just wanted you to walk around in a big spiral and keep going. And of course, once you essentially get to the equator from wherever you happen to start from, you have the problem that your spiral can't get any bigger because you're now going to be going into the other, onto the negative axis of your
I'll see if I can.
spherical shape.
I'll see if I can get it.
I'm not completely sure he knows what he was trying to portray.
I don't
but it
know
wasn't
if
right.
it does
whatever it
either,
was.
but, you know, that was the feeling I got from what we were watching.
Yeah.
Is
No, it was
anybody?
when he came back.
Sorry, go
Go
ahead.
on.
No,
you
go on, go ahead. No, that's right. No, it was unrelated to what you were saying anyway. So go ahead.
I was going to say I haven't formed complete sentences, so it's okay. You can use yours.
No, I was just going to say, has anybody ever come across somebody who isn't a flat earther that believes the Earth is a globe, but is a geocentrist rather than a heliocentrist? Has anybody ever come across anybody like that?
I've seen a couple on YouTube, but
Yeah.
there's some biblical ones that try and say,
Is this
the
the one
Earth is
he's
the center of the
confusing?
universe. It's not the one I'm thinking of, but it's
Oh.
that concept.
Well,
They're somehow spiraling.
Yeah, well, I don't know. That was the only one I had laying around.
Yeah.
There's spirals in it.
Because geocentrism.
No,
It's just as ridiculous as the flat Earth, isn't it?
Yeah,
if you think about
I
it.
think I've got an idea of the one
Still
you're thinking of,
fucking
Timbo.
ridiculous.
No, I haven't got a copy of that one.
Yeah. Now, a spiral, this is my understanding, please correct me if I'm wrong. A spiral has to continually expand from the center for it to be a spiral.
But he was talking about spiraling. He was talking about spiraling around the Earth, though, wasn't he? So what?
I think he was talking about walking in a spiral around some point somewhere.
Yeah.
And keeping going. And eventually, of course, because the Earth is a sphere, you get to the point that is halfway round, which is, of course, the largest circle that you can do.
And somehow you'd spin around to the other side of the Earth or something. I don't know. I don't know what he was talking about.
Is he talking about the one where you see the geocentric, where the sun goes around the Earth or the Earth goes around the sun one?
No. He's actually talking about a spiral around the Earth itself. Him, like you, us, or something. I don't really know.
You think? I don't think he is. I don't think he really knows. I personally thought he was I personally thought he thought that the Earth spiraled around, like as we travelled through, that we would gradually get further away from the center, but we actually travelled in a helix, not in a spiral.
No, I don't think he was. I'm not sure that he was saying that.
No, I think he was just like, go outside, walk around your house, spiraling outwards. So every time you walk around, you get a bit further out.
Further away.
Keep doing that, and what happens when you get essentially, to a radius of 10,000 kilometers?
How do you come back?
Because of course, you're on the surface of a sphere, and
yeah. Let's just say he wasn't convincing.
Maybe.
Of his argument.
I'm not sure he was that clever, Alan. To be honest, I really don't. I don't know. Who knows?
Oh no. Yeah, move on. Next one.
Yeah, I'm going to get a headache if I think about that one too much.
Yeah.
What do we got? Well, we can do a double. We'll do the double Everett, and then we'll go to Anton.
Doing a bit of Everett was a good thing.
Yeah, double Everett.
Everett.
It's better than double maths.
Anything's better than double maths.
I like double maths.
You're not right.
Not right in the head.
Indeed, it's
Not right in
fun.
the head.
There we go.
Right, Terry, you want to press play, please?
You sound
Let's get
different, Matt,
right
for
into
some
it.
reason.
Do I?
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
it's a
haven't
bit
done
lighter.
nothing. You haven't done nothing with your hair, have you?
What from when to when? Between when?
Well, you used to sound more
Comparison.
muffled because you had hair, and now you sound more crisp and clean.
Yeah, well, I've been adjusting my my audio thing so
Okay.
to try and get it all.
So it's not
sounding
rebounding
a bit
off your hair now, so it sounds.
No, definitely not.
It's echoing off
Bit
your
of an
head.
echo.
It's an echo.
Got an
It's
echo.
echoing off your head.
Okay. Anyway, Terry,
Yes, Matt.
want to press play?
Okay.
So you're going to tell me that God had a problem with some people trying to build a tower to reach heaven, but all of a sudden he's changed his mind and he's okay with something like this?
No,
Not a chance.
Oh, good grief.
I mean, it's obvious. Duh.
It's actually quite comical at this point. Just give it up already. You're not going to win.
You actually said that?
Okay, I'm going to show you camera footage from a camera that does not use fisheye lens, and let's see what the Earth looks like. 110,000 feet in the air.
Whoa. Talk about your deja vu.
110,000 feet. And yet I've got people telling me that they can see curve in an airplane. It's 110,000 feet up in the air. Do you see any curvature?
Geez, how much curvature you're going to see in a little tiny field of
There's
view
so
like
much
that?
more I could be doing right now.
Look at the sun. Does that look 93 million miles away to you? With the
Yeah.
local hotspot right there?
Yeah.
There's no chance, and yet they say we have no evidence.
I may throw up.
The problem is that some of you are so programmed and indoctrinated to believe that we live on a giant ball that's spinning 1,000 miles per hour, hurling through space at 67,000 miles per hour.
Tick, tick.
Say it again.
Blood that dingo again.
Yep.
I don't say blah, blah, blah.
In a solar system that's moving 490,000 miles per hour that you don't even believe what I just showed you.
Do you know how to spell stupid? Y-O-U.
I just showed it to you. No curve. But you won't care. Because you're so indoctrinated. Wake up.
Excuse me, but I'm in danger of choking on my own vomit.
Friendly reminder that this thing right here, that looks like something my wife's second grade class made for a school project, this thing.
Oh, yeah, another tick.
Come on.
Yeah.
Please. I'll go to jail. I'll strap myself into the electric chair. Just don't make me listen to this.
I'm sure you guys have heard, but NASA did it again. This amazing space agency took it to another level of protecting mankind.
That's fucking disgusting. Oh, I'm gonna throw up.
They went out and they were able to deter an asteroid that was about 6 million miles away from the Earth.
No, they
Close,
didn't. No,
getting
they
very
didn't. It wasn't going to hit Earth to begin with, you
done with
stupid moron.
NASA. Jeez.
Christ alive.
Oh, wow.
Close.
Sorry.
You're okay.
Shush! Trust me.
And I want to show you the video of what took place. Incredible footage.
Oh, wow. All right. We got it? Military's effect.
Wow. Incredible footage.
Wretched creature.
The dart is what it was called. People actually believe this stuff. Oh my gosh.
Let's face it. I'm not being funny. I mean, no disrespect. But you're a cunt.
In Bruges.
The thing is, like, all the flirts are doing this is say, "Oh, NASA saved the Earth." No, they bloody didn't.
Were they saying that the asteroid was going to hit Earth? Did they?
Yeah. They keep saying the asteroid was going to hit Earth. NASA saved the Earth. No, they bloody didn't. No.
Not what it was doing, not what they were doing. You
Yeah,
couldn't be more wrong if
exactly.
you bloody tried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And why would we save the Earth by playing with the little one? Wouldn't we worry about the big one?
Well, exactly, because they hit the smaller one that was orbiting the bigger one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was called a binary asteroid when you get an asteroid, or the two asteroids actually rotating around a binary center, aren't they?
Yeah.
That's what it's called. Yeah. So it's what's called a binary asteroid. So they were hitting the one that was orbiting the bigger one. So you usually get a primary and a secondary. So it's a secondary they hit. And of course, it's different. Sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, why didn't he show the other footage from the side? We actually saw something.
Oh, not you as well. Well, there was a CubeSat that did take some footage of it. Yeah, just that. Yeah. Well, not quite a side, but yeah, at least from a distance anyway.
Well, it didn't crash that one into the asteroid.
What, the CubeSat?
Yeah.
No. Because it was there to have some sort of footage of it.
It does show the impact of on the asteroid, doesn't it? The CubeSat did pick that up quite well.
Well, isn't that one of the arguments the Flurfs always say? Oh, didn't you get camera footage of the camera taking the footage?
Well, I mean, the people like Leo, it's what they're saying. What they actually wanted was high definition UHD TV actually seeing the asteroid hit this the probe actually hitting the asteroid, so actually seeing it, like in also like I can't even say the bloody words today.
You keep calling it
an asteroid. So this asteroid.
What you make? Put your teeth in.
So how big is this asteroid?
It's related to Factoid.
Oh dear me! I can't get my words out. I don't know what's wrong. I'm sorry. I'm having a stroke. I'm not getting. Asteroid. There you go.
Well, no. From now on, it's an asteroid for you.
Asteroid.
Well, technically, you can't be. Isn't asteroid something? Means it's something like an asteroid. So
an asteroid. I don't know what the difference is between a noid and an oid.
Well, an asteroid is the one that the dart hit. There you go.
The asteroid. Yeah.
So I thought they were in the throat somewhere.
And there's me trying to be clever and geeky, and I can't even bloody say the word right. Is it?
Oh no, we let you get it out before we ridiculed you.
Oh dear me!
You're talking about adenoids.
So you know how they've made cars safer by including crumple zones, right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Well, in a potential asteroid hit, what if we piled all the flat earthers at ground zero? Would that kind of act like a crumple zone?
I'm not sure, but it's worth a go.
No, I think you're increasing the density, not decreasing.
Yeah.
Oh, damn it. That's right.
Might make it worse.
Right. Yeah.
Are you suggesting that the flat earthers are more dense than we think they are? Is that what you're suggesting?
It's almost assured.
It's like a density singularity.
They're so dense, if they all fell into a black hole, they'd bounce off.
The black hole wouldn't be able to escape.
Yeah.
Wouldn't rather the clump of flurpers absorb the black hole rather than the other way around?
That's not as funny, Alan.
No.
No.
It wouldn't. Alan, I'm afraid to disagree with you there. It wouldn't. Right? There's no way that a black hole would be absorbed by a bunch of flurfs, because even a black hole has information encoded on its surface, right?
It's more intelligent. Yeah.
And even if they went near the event horizon, they say, is that the apparent horizon or is that the geometric horizon?
And have you measured it?
Well, it might be a way of purifying information if you think about it. Might be able to use them to sort out the bad information. They'll take that with them.
So does that mean the bad information could be gone forever? Well, that'd be good.
Yeah, but you have to be careful. You have to be careful thinning out the ones you're not keen on. I mean, imagine what would happen if all the telephone sanitizers suddenly vanished.
Yeah.
Facty's helped you out there, Matt. It's a pissed off asteroid as an astronoid.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, yeah, pissed off asteroid.
Yeah, demonoid. It's annoyed from impact, so it's an astronoid. Yeah.
It's very annoyed. Oh look, an astronaut.
I had to double check which finger that was. Oh Christ, is he flipping us the bird? Oh no, it's his forefinger, that's alright.
Oh dear me.
I thought you would like
That's
that
weird,
when I had
weird...
this one ready to go.
Yeah. I thought that's a weird way to start your video.
I can see a theme. I can see a theme here.
Yeah.
Hey, Anton.
Yeah.
Dark.
It's an asteroid. Smack. Oh, Terry, you want to press play, please, before we lose it completely?
Incoming.
Terry, press play, please. Hurry up.
So this asteroid behind me, or I guess technically
it's asteroid,
is what's known as 3200 Phaethon, or maybe Phaethon. I'm sure someone in the comments is going to correct me, as always. Anyway, this is an extremely unusual object, and is actually an object that's kind of difficult to define. A few really unusual features were discovered about it, including the fact that, first, it seems to be blue in color compared to typical gray or red of a lot of other asteroids. And more importantly, it was one of the few asteroids exhibiting cometary features. Back then it was referred to as a rock comet. But since then we've actually discovered quite a lot of new things about it, and more importantly, very recently, the scientists have discovered something else that's extremely rare in the solar system. This particular asteroid seems to be actually accelerating its spin, and is thus spinning faster and faster every single year. And so, once again, let's talk about this unusual, somewhat difficult to describe and to define rock, focusing on some of the most recent discoveries. Now, first of all, this object is the first to have ever been discovered by direct imaging from a spacecraft. It was found in October of '83 using the NASA's Infrared Astronomical Satellite, IRAS. And because of its relatively high velocity across the night skies, the scientists pretty quickly realized that it's what's known as the Apollo asteroid, a type of a near-Earth asteroid that will generally cross the Earth's orbital field, going a little bit farther than the Earth's orbit at the farthest point, but then going much closer to the Sun at their nearest point. In other words, their orbits will always cross planet Earth's orbit. But in this case, this is a much more extreme orbit, with this particular asteroid reaching the Sun extremely close. As a matter of fact, it crosses the orbits of Venus and Mercury as well. And before you ask, no, it's not really dangerous to us yet. As a matter of fact, in this case, this particular asteroid's orbit has been measured very accurately for the past 30 plus years. And so because of its well-determined orbit, the scientists are certain that it's not going to collide with Earth or any other object for the next few hundreds of years. But this is still a near-Earth asteroid, and it's also a relatively large one. It's approximately 5.4 kilometers across. It's actually one of the largest asteroids out there, orbiting in such a way that at some point it might cross planet Earth. But because it crosses planet Earth, there is something else really exciting about this asteroid, combined with the fact that it's also a comet. Now, you might be already aware, but we have what's known as meteor showers once in a while. And you might also be aware that these meteor showers are generally produced by various comets that crossed planet Earth's path sometime in the past. There are a few dozen of these already known to us, and while most of them are essentially these leftovers from comets that used to orbit here a long time ago, leaving behind all of these particles that once in a while cross the orbital path of various planets, and on planet Earth, this will always result in the very predictable meteor showers around the same time every year. For example, the comet Halley that passed here a long time ago created what's known as Orionids that often occur in late October, or basically right now when I'm making this video. So right now we have Orionids in the night skies. But in mid-December we'll get something else. You can see that the orbit here is much tighter. This is what's known as Geminids. And it just turns out that Geminids were discovered to be caused by Phaethon. Furthermore, it's the only known meteor shower that seems to be caused by an active asteroid. Once again, making this a very unusual rock, a rock that possesses cometary features. But as you can see from the orbit of Geminids, once again it does approach the Sun extremely close. The distance here is about 0.14 astronomical units, or roughly around 13 million miles, 20 million kilometers. And naturally, this is exactly where the asteroid passes as well. At this distance, the temperatures on the surface get extremely hot. We can try to simulate this in Space Engine, but it looks like the temperature goes from about minus 100 degrees Celsius at the farthest distance to ridiculously hot temperatures of over 700 degrees Celsius or 1400 degrees Fahrenheit when it approaches the Sun at its closest. And that's exactly what's most likely producing all of these unusual effects we're observing, including the unusual change in color. For example, these intense solar heating effects very likely cause the sublimation of any dark red organic material, but also a lot of iron and a lot of pyroxene on the surface, leaving behind dry silicates, different types of clay minerals, organic polymers, magnetite, sulfides, and some of the other materials that don't evaporate right away, creating that typical blue color only observed in what's known as B-type asteroids. These are some of the rarest asteroids out there. But because of its cometary activity, it also possesses quite a lot of rugged surface, quite a lot of steep slopes, and lots of different large pebbles, with the actual surface very likely constantly changing. It's even been suggested that the surface here might resemble some kind of a dry lake on Earth because of the extreme heat from the Sun, with this potentially explaining why sometimes the asteroid appears extremely bright. You can actually see some of these brightening effects in some of these images. But these extreme effects from the Sun obviously generate a lot of other effects as well. They don't just create the cometary tail and produce the meteor showers here on planet Earth, they're also responsible for unusual effects we sometimes refer to as the Yarkovsky effects, or also Europe effects. Effects produced when the Sun heats up one of the objects on one side, with the heat then creating a bit of a propulsion, causing the asteroid to change its orbit a little bit. But in this case, these effects don't just change orbits, they can also cause the rotation of the asteroid to start changing as well, as different regions of the asteroid get heated up differently and thus start acting like tiny rocket engines, increasing or decreasing the orbital spin. These effects are generally relatively difficult to measure, even if we know the surface of the asteroid really well. So this is actually that one part that always adds a bit of a chaos when it comes to accurately predicting orbits of asteroids on various comets. But because this object approaches the Sun so close, the effects here are going to be even more dramatic. And this is exactly what the scientists have recently detected. It looks like the rotation of the asteroid has been accelerating every year. When using some of the older data from Arecibo Observatory and trying to figure out the size, the shape, and the rotation of Phaethon for one of the upcoming Japanese missions known as Destiny Plus, that's going to be doing a flyby of this object in the next 5 years, the scientists discovered that a single rotation here is decreasing by 4 milliseconds every year, with this asteroid thus accelerating its rotation. This was actually discovered completely by accident when the scientists were trying to match some of the predicted light curves to what all of this is going to look like in 4 years, and realizing that things were not matching. They would only match if you would adjust the rotation of the asteroid, decreasing it by 4 milliseconds every single year, with that fitting the pattern extremely well, which now officially makes this asteroid the largest ever discovered of 11 known objects to change its rate of spin. Now a single rotation here is still pretty long, 3.6 hours, and so a change of 4 milliseconds is really not that much, but it's still quite significant when it comes to long periods of time. For example, we know that by increasing the rotation speed, some asteroids eventually fall apart and create binary objects, which in theory could happen here as well. But because of the combination of all of these observations about its color, its unusual rotation, its strange orbit, and the fact that it produces meteor showers, when you consider all of them all at once, it really makes this unusual asteroid the strangest we've ever discovered. And that's exactly why the Japanese Space Agency wants to send a mission here. Destiny Plus stands for Demonstration and Experiment of Space Technology for Interplanetary Voyage with Phaethon Flyby and thus Science. Probably one of the more exciting upcoming asteroid missions that's going to be teaching us a little bit more about these strange objects, revealing a lot of these solutions to all of these mysteries. Now this is not the only active asteroid known to us that produces unusual cometary emissions. For example, this one right here also does so once in a while. And it's also not the only asteroid with unusual orbits. This one seems to actually have very similar orbit, but it is the only asteroid known to us that has all of those features all at once, naturally making this a very exciting mission that we're going to be talking about, I guess in about 2 years from now. But until then, or until future discoveries, check out some of the previous videos on a similar topic, subscribe, maybe share this with someone who loves learning about space and sciences, support this channel on Patreon by joining channel membership or by buying the Wonderful Person t-shirt you can find in the description. Thank you for watching, stay wonderful, I'll see you tomorrow, and as always, bye bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. that the acronym for Destiny Plus was a bit contrived, wasn't it?
Just a bit.
Pitching letters out of the middle of words, because otherwise it doesn't work.
Yeah, well, they're always doing that, aren't they?
Yeah, so it's a
NASA.
bit.
They're always doing it.
Well, it's Japanese, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So you're doing it now. You're just calling them all of them NASA. It's all NASA.
Yeah, you'd heard it. NASA's in charge of everything, including the flights from the southern hemisphere.
Oh, yeah, they're in charge of all route planning, all flight planning, air traffic control,
everything.
Yeah, everything.
And
Yeah,
chip
the
shot
whole
down
lot.
the road. The whole lot.
Yeah, even what happens to these asteroids.
Oh,
Asteroids are very dangerous, you know. Asteroids.
I'm suspecting it's going to take a long time to live that one down. I just got this feeling.
Yeah.
Yeah, so do I.
Never mind.
So, if a meteor has a meteor shower and an asteroid has a tail, wouldn't that be I don't know. I have to think about that one.
Well, an asteroid doesn't have a tail.
That's comets.
That's a comet. And a comet's made of something completely
So it's
different.
not an asteroid then, it might be a comet.
It's not an asteroid. If it's got a tail, it's a comet.
Okay.
Because asteroids don't cause tails.
Just having a look on Facebook, and of course I'm a member of the local Facebook group for Silverstone, and it's just there's a post 9 minutes ago. There's a young brown cow in the middle of the slip road to Silverstone. What?
How now, brown cow?
How now, brown cow? There's a young brown cow. Oh, it's nice that they're giving people a warning. It's like, you come again? What? Oh dear. Usually people are after a service or I'm moving house. Has anybody got any cardboard boxes? No. And here is today's cow alert.
You okay, Alan?
Yeah, he's all right. He nodded. He nods
That's
off.
right. I can see him breathing. It's okay.
Yeah, he's breathing. Yeah, we're watching him.
I'll poke him with a stick.
Alan.
Oh, you're under him there in my eyes, so just bash the ceiling.
I'm not. I'm beside him. I'm next to him.
Oh.
No, but in YouTube, we're all in a different place.
Yeah.
Yeah. On our thing, I'm trying to poke him with my flipper, but I can't do it on up there.
Okay, if I'm on YouTube, then I'll hang on.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's what YouTube
Alan.
see.
Alan.
Quick, there's a Spitfire. Shit, that didn't work either. What the hell?
No.
It's not working.
he really is off with it. Yeah, he's.
The aliens are invading. No.
No, you're best off sleeping through that.
Yeah.
Anyone got
a
a sound bite of an airplane that would go down well?
Yeah, particularly a Spitfire, the Merlin engine. You might work out with it.
Hang on, let me just see if there's any in the area at the moment. No, that's disappointing. No, nothing like that at all. I guess they're not flying today.
Oh.
It's a shame. It's brightened up as well.
And I've got to catch up on that military vehicle show during the week. I want to binge watch a couple of the episodes.
Yeah, there was a very short one yesterday.
If they're finished one, or they're still in the middle of one?
There was one yesterday about the Goliath.
Okay.
Which is the little radio controlled thing, something to do with the tracks. I watched that, but that's only a few minutes long.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I when I've got time, I need to sit down and sort of try and go back through. But
I might give them an email and see if they don't mind me just playing bits and pieces of their videos.
Oh yeah, that's worth a go. Yeah. I don't know when I'll catch up. Well, actually, if I can't find anything else to do Monday night in the hotel. because it's not a hotel. It's what
Bed and breakfast?
call themselves. Well, it's the Fountain Inn, but they now apparently no longer have the license for selling alcohol, and they don't do food on Mondays. Guess when I'm checking in?
When they're not serving food?
Mondays.
Monday afternoon, Monday evening, yeah. So I'm going to have to feed myself on Monday, but I will at least get a breakfast Tuesday morning. But it just looked better than a bloody Premier Inn because I'm sick of them already. So,
yes, nerd alert. I know the difference between a Merlin engine on a Falcon rocket and a Rolls-Royce Merlin. Thank you.
Oh, he's with us now. Hello, Alan. Have a nice little snooze.
Oh, I'm back.
You're back.
Oh, okay. You missed out on the astronoid.
No, I heard the asteroids.
Yeah. But yeah, confusingly as well, they sent me an email this morning saying, thank you very much for your booking, Sunday the 31st of October. And I thought, no, not Sunday, Monday. And you scroll down to the bottom of that email and it has a confirmation of my reservation that says Monday. I'm thinking, okay, what the hell are you up to? And the other confusing thing is it says Sunday the 31st. Well, Sunday isn't the 31st. That's Monday. So I've tried to phone them, got no reply, left them a message, thought, oh, well, I'll pitch up on Monday and I better have a room. Oh, I don't know. But yeah, I'm out all week this week. So I shan't be here Wednesday.
Okay.
I'll be in East. Oh, yes, East Acton is Wednesday and Thursday.
Well, I'll need some documentary proof of video in 4K or photographic evidence or...
actually, depending on what I'm doing, I might be able to join in briefly on Wednesday, but it depends what I happen to be doing when you go live.
Even if you might be sitting in the car having a coffee and you can just throw your phone on.
Oh yes, yeah.
It's funny, I couldn't join you on Wednesday because I was imminently expecting
family
to invade the house.
Yeah,
they didn't get here till 5 o'clock.
Oh, bloody hell!
Okay.
Rosie got to Yarmouth to do my shopping, and exploded one of the drive shafts in the car.
Ah, yeah, that'll do it.
Okay.
So I had them for 2 days while she got the car fixed, because the guy that does the work on the cars for him is based about 2 miles up the road from me.
Oh, right.
That's usually putting your foot down on when you're turning too sharp. Those CV joints can go like that.
Yeah.
A common thing.
Yeah, well, it is quite an old car, and it's probably had quite a hard life before it got into her hands.
Yeah, and now it's definitely had a hard
what
life.
you consider as old, what you consider as old to us is probably just running. Oh, we'll finish off with
oh yeah, Simon.
With Mr. Simon. Because it is getting quite late over here.
Oh yeah, it must be. It's coming just about to hit 4 o'clock.
About to 2 o'clock.
Yes. And I know somebody's got to have his beauty sleep soon.
Who would that be?
I'm not mentioning any names.
I don't know, but I could probably do with going back to sleep.
Well, you'll have to wait 18 minutes.
You
have to wait 19 minutes.
I had the coffee, it's woke me up now.
I had a look in the mirror. Yes, I definitely need my beauty sleep.
Where's the bald eagle?
You're buffering there, Sam.
Where's the bald eagle?
Yeah, good point.
Oh, he's on mute. We might have to get somebody else.
I'll do it.
Okay.
I'll do it. Can you push play, please, there, Terry? See that little triangle thing? Or hit your space bar. Or tell
Okay.
Google to push play on your computer.
Can you do it less dramatic next time?
Less
Now,
dramatic.
if you have been watching this
More dramatic.
channel at all, then you will absolutely know who this guy is.
Nah, we got no idea.
Thanks, Bob. Well, it's been a while since I looked at one of his videos, so I decided to sit down, load up the Globebusters channel and trawl through some of their videos. What I found was the Globebusters reviewing the images from the James Webb Space Telescope, and it was an absolute circus. Hello all and welcome along to another episode of Flat Earth Friday with me, Simon Dan. Thank you very much for joining me. Before we begin today, a huge thank you to the sponsors of today's video, Ritual. Did you know that the top 5... Right, back to today's video, which as I mentioned at the start, features the world famous Globebusters. We join them as Bob and friends start to look at a video from Fraser Kane from Universe Today, a friend of the channel. And it's regarding the James Webb Space Telescope, and an extraordinary piece of kit that it is. Away we go.
So, okay, so let's watch a little more of this, and then we're getting close to the end of the show here, and I still have one more thing you guys got to see that's amazing, but let's continue on.
5 billion years, about as old as the solar system. But then around this image, you've got lots of other fainter galaxies that are farther and farther away. The redder they look, probably the farther away they are. And in many cases, you're seeing galaxies where the light has been traveling for over 13 billion years.
A stunning image, isn't it? Makes you feel awfully small, hey?
To reach us. But the
light has been traveling for over 13 billion years to reach us. Yeah, right. Give me a break.
That sounds very much like a dripping of personal incredulity to me, Bob. You think it sounds ridiculous, therefore it can't be true.
The part that's really amazing is you've got these little arcs that are all around, almost like a circle around this central galaxy cluster. And what this is gravitationally lensed galaxies. So this giant galaxy cluster is sitting in the foreground, and it's acting like a natural telescope lens to show off the galaxies that are in the background. And in this case, those galaxies are just a few 100 million years after the Big Bang itself. It's probable that the first stars ever formed are in some of these galaxies. So it's important to put things into context here.
Listen to Bob scoffing in the background like it's totally impossible.
Now, when Hubble did some of its deepest deep fields, it would do about 3 weeks of observations on one specific spot in the sky. And it gets even more complex than that, right? Hubble is orbiting around the Earth. Webb, out at the L2 Lagrange point, can do its observations in one contiguous go. And this is 12.5 hours of exposure from Webb imaging this one region to be able to produce this image. And so
nothing is
not
blurred
only is it a
No, Bob, nothing is blurred.
Bigger, more sensitive telescope that's cooled down to be able to see these wavelengths that we just can't see with any other telescope, but it's a lot more convenient. It's able to just stare continuously at one target and then move on to the next.
Yeah, so how do they do that, right? So how are they sitting there looking at maybe one galaxy with all these other stars and stuff in the background and not have... I mean, I understand, well, okay, they can focus in and they can track the one star galaxy or whatever that we're looking at, but what about all the other stars? Why aren't they a blurry mess?
Bob, you are totally exposing yourself here by asking this question. These galaxies are an incredible distance away. The James Webb Telescope focuses on one particular patch of the sky, and in fact it can actually track objects in our own solar system. Now, with regards to your first point, imagine you're driving in a car on a long road and you're looking out the window. Everything is going past you closely, really fast. However, if you look further away at the mountain off in the distance, that hardly seems to be moving at all. Now, let's extrapolate that to the James Webb Telescope, viewing a galaxy over 13 billion light years away. It's barely moving, is it, buddy?
Does that make any sense?
Unfortunately, no, Bob. You don't make any sense.
Yeah, because is NASA and Avengers working together.
That's true. That's true. Marvel hooked up with them.
It's funny that when they don't have a good answer, they just make a joke.
It's like, my
I
God.
mean, yeah, it would have to be on a perfect, no bumps at all.
Nothing.
No bumps? What, you think they're going to hit a pothole out there or something? Come on.
Nothing.
Yeah, if you touch your camera on a time lapse, it completely ruins it.
Yeah, but you are in the free space. There is no friction. There is no bumps. There is no nothing. It's perfect. It's better than heaven. Better than paradise.
Eru, it seems, knows what's going on up there. Whilst Bob likens the James Webb Telescope to taking a time lapse with a camera in your back garden. Amazing.
Yeah, but they would have to turn it to keep it facing that way. How does that work?
Oh dear.
Turning. Dear, oh dear.
How is it going around and facing in the same direction the whole time? They would have to.
It's not going around. That's the thing about
I know.
The thing is that if I have the official video from NASA because I was following the complete hour, which is a nightmare, which was a nightmare. But they show you how they post-processing the images. So of course they tell you that there is aircraft, how you name like scratches and articraft, something like that. I cannot pronounce well in English.
Artifacts, okay.
Exactly. And they use the clone stamp and they start clear all the errors and things like that and present to the community an artistic image.
Yes, some images are tweaked, some of the colours are changed, but as I said last week or last month, just because that happens, it does not mean that that image in itself is totally fake.
And that it's what they tell you from the NASA official video.
Yeah.
So, when I have a little bit of time, I want to make a little presentation if still we have time to do that.
Okay, well, we'll see. It's pretty end of showtime right now, but
Bob's like, I am the star of this show. You will not be doing that.
So, yeah,
okay,
yeah, you can do it next week. That'll be fine because we're always looking for material. No, we're not always. We seem to do pretty well on that. But yeah, it comes down to
it's easy to find material.
Yeah, show the crowd a pretty picture, and they believe anything you say, and as religious gospel as dogma, and their job is so easy. And here we are going, come on, people, pull your head out. Think, how the hell could they possibly see any of this at these unbelievable distances when there is no magnifying methodology or facility ever even thought of that could see that far?
Well, the James Webb Telescope does not magnify as such. However, it does have an incredibly long focal length, 131.4 meters. Now that is massive. My telescope, which I used to use in my back garden, had a focal length of 1.2 meters. And depending on what eyepiece I used, I could get Jupiter looking quite big in the eyepiece. Now this impressive focal length on the James Webb Space Telescope is what allows it to see so far away.
Right?
Oh, but NASA said it. It must be true.
It's oh my God. So what do you do?
The government. Trust the government. They won't lie to you.
Kyle Adams is a globebuster now? No flipping way.
Apparently so.
I know, but people will defend it. Now call us retards, right?
I don't know. I just say you're a bit silly.
Because, that's what they do. So, all right, let's watch a couple minutes of this, and then I want to show you one other thing, and we'll call it a show real quick.
Target, and so it's a lot more productive of a science instrument than kind of any telescope we've ever seen before. Hubble's not the best comparison because Hubble, of course, is able to do near-infrared, visible, ultraviolet. It's better to compare to another infrared telescope. In this case, we can compare the image of the same region from the WISE telescope compared to Webb, and you can just see the level of detail.
Yeah, they focused it. Give me a break.
So hang on, Bob. Are you saying that this image is legitimate then, if that's your reason? You are saying that NASA focused on it and that's why it looked better. I think you've just let slip there that you do actually believe that it's real.
And people are going to go, ooh, that's amazing. And yeah, give me a break.
In the Webb image is just so far beyond. It's really amazing. From a scientific perspective, what's really amazing about Webb is that it can view the spectra of many galaxies all at the same time.
This really is quite extraordinary.
It can do about 100
all at the same
galaxies in a field of view and determine their chemical spectra. And what this is the chemical fingerprint.
More personal incredulity from Bob there.
Of the galaxy. It tells it the distance away to the galaxy, how fast it's receding away from us, but it also can tell you the chemical characteristics of that galaxy. And the astronomers working with Webb were just amazed that they can...
Right?
All through, say what?
Getting past all of that filtration between you and that, right?
That's right.
People need to realize that if you're talking about something in space, imagine you're talking about something in space and it's moving away from you. Imagine what you would need to have to know the distance it was moving away or the speed.
Here comes some Jeranism physics.
You'd have to know the distance and the speed before that. So if you were ever wrong at any point in your calculations, then everything else after that is wrong.
Yeah.
Because they're distance measured.
Yeah, and they rely heavily on redshift, and redshift has been basically annihilated.
Everything I've seen when I've looked into it says that it's something else.
Yeah, totally.
Amazing. All of redshift is wrong because Bob and Jaren have looked into it. Well, guess what, guys? I've looked into the mating habits of the duck-billed platypus, and guess what? Doesn't even happen. Totally made up. And duck-billed platypuses actually just spawn in the middle of a forest for no reason.
All right.
Sense the individual molecules that are present inside those galaxies to know which ones are going through star formation, which ones have ended their star formation, which ones have recently collided, what kinds of heavier elements are being produced in these galaxies. Again, it's this view right to the earliest moments of the universe when all of the more complicated galaxies that we see today were starting to come together. The second image is of an exoplanet, and we're going to need to manage expectations here, because I'm sure when you heard that Webb was going to take a picture of an exoplanet, you'd be seeing like another Earth. But we still don't have a telescope that is powerful enough to be able to see another Earth with any...
You never will.
We may not, Bob, no, because they are so far away and so small.
Any kind of clarity. The greatest telescope that we can imagine right now will show us nothing more than a single pixel. It'll be a really fascinating pixel, but still a single pixel. The target planet is called WASP 96b, and this is an exoplanet that's over 1,000 light years away from us. Webb was able to watch as the planet was passing directly in front of its star. It was a transit that took about 6.5 hours long. And then they were able to take the chemical signature, the spectra of the atmosphere of this planet and work out what kinds of chemicals are in it. And once again, we get a sense of why this is such a dramatic increase from something like Hubble. Hubble can't do a 6.5 hour continuous observation watching the entire transit of a planet, because again, it's orbiting around the Earth. Sometimes its view is blocked by the Earth.
Notice how the Globebusters here haven't jumped in with an explanation. Interesting that they haven't. Their silence speaks volumes here.
And so it can only make partial observations throughout the entire transit. Webb, far away from Earth, can just watch the entire transit. And so
are they insinuating that Webb is just sitting there in static space? And if so, what about the velocities up into the millions of miles an hour of all the other bodies in the heavens that are whizzing around there? How does it contradict that?
They say Webb is the Lagrange point.
Is that the Lagrange point? Okay.
Yes, Bob, did you not hear that earlier? A Lagrange point, by the way, is a location in space where gravitational forces and the orbital motion of a body balance each other. In the case of the James Webb Space Telescope, it sits at Lagrange point 2, which basically means the James Webb Space Telescope orbits the Sun and not us, but in line with us.
But the Lagrange point is a gravitational neutral area between Earth and the Moon, right?
The Lagrange points are between two body systems, so yes, you can have an Earth-Moon Lagrange point. The L2 Lagrange point regarding the James Webb Space Telescope, though, is referring to the Earth-Sun system.
Or between Earth and other bodies. Let's put it that way.
No, between Earth and the Sun.
And the Sun.
And the Sun. Okay.
Yeah, so it's moving.
No.
Well, what is it then?
It's not between the Earth and the Sun. It's on the other side of the Sun, of the Earth.
Of the Earth.
Yeah, it's not between the Earth and the Sun. If you go back a little bit when you see Simon Dan's explanation where L2 is, that's where they get it horribly wrong. They're thinking it's at L1. So if you go back a touch, yeah, there you go. Right, there you go. So that's what. See where L2 is. See where the Earth is. It's not between the Earth and the Sun.
It's on the other side.
Yeah.
That would screw the James Webb up completely. I mean, the amount of care that they took launching it and getting it to L2 and making sure that nothing got pointed towards the Sun, because it would screw it up. Yeah, it's a very sensitive infrared telescope. The last thing you want is anything to do with the Sun.
Yeah. Hence the reason why they put it at L2.
Yeah. But you can't expect these Muppets to understand that because, well, it's thick as shit.
I mean, Webb was designed around the fact that they wanted a space telescope at L2.
Yes.
That's the whole design was based around that fact. So they're getting it all completely wrong. They're thinking it's at L1, but it ain't.
Earth-Moon Lagrange point. The L2 Lagrange point regarding the James Webb Space Telescope, though, is referring to the Earth-Sun system.
Or between Earth and other bodies. Let's put it that way.
No, between Earth and the Sun.
And the Sun.
And the Sun. Okay.
Yeah, so it's moving in relation with our 66,000 miles an hour, just 1 million miles an hour closer to the Sun, whatever that radius would be.
We're going around the Sun, so it would not be doing that. We're going 66,000 miles per hour.
Yeah, no, it'd be going a little slower because it's a smaller circle.
No, it's a larger circle, but you also have to remember that it's actually orbiting the Lagrange point itself.
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, wouldn't that make it go faster?
No, because it's slow.
They get so confused
if
now.
If it was a
aren't they?
million miles closer to the Sun, then its circle would be that much smaller than the Earth's circle.
Okay, gotcha.
They really are clueless, aren't they? Well, there we go. A fascinating look into the Globebusters and their personal incredulity-fueled live streams. Quite funny, really, isn't it? But I'm sorry to say we are now done and dusted for another Flat Earth Friday. Thank you so much for watching today. It truly is appreciated.
Thanks, Dan.
If you enjoyed it, please do consider hitting the subscribe button.
Thanks, Dan.
And if you really enjoyed it, hit that like button too. And of course, if the feeling takes you, share this wherever you can. Just enough time to once again thank Ritual for sponsoring today. Remember, to get 20% off your first month with Ritual, head to ritual.com/SimonDan and use my...
We don't do that.
Bye, Dan.
Bye, Dan.
Bye, Dan. Bye, Dan.
There we go. Oh.
They get themselves confused of whether it's faster or slow. You see, that's what you get for using linear speeds for describing rotation.
Yep.
Doesn't work very well. So that's why they were getting confused. And having a Lagrange point, that's going to confuse them even more.
I like it when there's somebody else on their panel that corrects people.
Well, we corrected it. He said, yeah, it's sort of a Lagrange point. But then he said, oh, it's between the Earth and the Sun. No.
Well, one of them is, but it's not that one.
No. Correct.
Oh, my Lord. I've had another one of those invites from DP.
Clive Wells has a very interesting question. Does a Flurf's brain exist if no one is looking at it?
No.
Well, a Schrodinger brain.
They don't have brains. Which is kind of scary if we have an outbreak of zombies.
Yeah,
they're going to survive.
Oh my God.
Wow. Do I want to go and see presentation by a guy who absolutely hates me and slags me off, insults me every time he talks to me in a Discord that's called Cosmology Tartaria.
Oh.
Let me think about that for a fraction of a nanosecond. No. 24/7 Cosmology Tartaria Discord.
Cosmology Tartaria. I mean,
Yes.
just those two words alone, just no.
Just don't go together, do they?
No, they don't.
Didn't Toon debate somebody in there on Tuesday?
I don't know, but this isn't the first time he's done this. He's invited me to that Discord server to see his presentation on. Oh, what does it say now? According to the globe model, the surface of standing water drops away from an established horizontal plane at an approximate rate of 8 inches per mile squared. Let's establish that plane and get the drop of the water measured. Right. And you think I'm going to click on join and listen to that drivel?
The drop of the water.
Yes.
Oh
dear.
Yeah.
I mean, has that Discord got anything to do with cosmology at all? Well, you wouldn't know because you've not been
I
there.
wouldn't know
so
because
Yeah.
I don't know why he keeps sending. I guess he just sends invites out to everybody, but he's done this before. He sent an invite to me. It's like, are you kidding? This is DP.
Oh, right, okay. Oh, him.
Domesticated Primate. Well, he calls himself 3DP
They're talking.
now.
They're talking about that invite. I think I went to anyone who'd been to the channel.
Fairly certain I've
Some
never been
new
there.
thing that
Yeah,
Discord allows you to do.
He sent it to me 2 or 3 times.
I just put it in Jose's Discord as well. It must be joking. Oh dear.
They must be looking for members. Well, they got no content.
You know, after all the vile stuff DP has had to say about me, there's not a real good chance that I'll ever go visit his server.
No, exactly.
Oh, I better close that off. I don't need that. Oh, we're finishing up tonight. Thanks, Alan. Thanks, Timbo.
I have some.
Thanks, Astronoid. Thanks, Farmer. Thanks, Big Blue. Jean Baptiste Biot. What's that, Timbo?
I was going to say, when you get there, I've got some last words.
Oh, you got a last thing you want to say? Yeah, you're allowed to do that. John Stock, Nerd Alert, Judy Bassett, Clive. Oh, I better. Blue Marble Science was out there, so I better say that just in case. Oh, the Null and Urbans too then. Nerd Alert. Who? Zebulon 181. Who else was? Oh, there's an M2M out there. I've heard he's got a channel.
Who?
I heard this M2M's got a channel.
Does he talk about asteroids?
Yes, he does. Sometimes he does.
As he's not hemorrhoids.
Oh, there's a Timbo Turtle out there.
Or adenoids.
Armageddon's Fire, Ari Stew, Facty, Carl Edwards, Dora. I've got a Ray H. Hasn't got a spanner. Who else is out there? Room Fondle, Spooky Bed Hair, Crumpy of Guns, Larry D. March. Who else? I think I'm running out. Oh, M-Ball. And that's as far as I can go. And there was probably heaps of others that I missed out on earlier. I can't go back that far. Yeah, I see you there, Spooky. And then Kirst with the high IQ had to finish off. All right then. Night panel. Night Peanuts. We'll see you on Wednesday evening. Whether or not Farmer's going to be here, that's an open question.
Well, we shall see. Yeah.
And
Night Peanuts.
And will Matt see another asteroid? We don't know. That's something we're going to have.
Not an asteroid, an asteroid.
An asteroid. Okay.
You're saying that bit more. It's not an ash. Is it? There's no ash in it.
Okay. All right then. Night panel. Night Peanuts.
Night Peanuts.
Good night.
Okay. If they haven't come back from the future to stop you, maybe it's not that bad.